It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
Indeed it is. Welcome back in. A real ride at Wet and Wild today. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, CB at the switches. Good to have you aboard. How you feeling, boys?
Too windy. It's absolutely too windy. Everything else is good in my world today, but when I walked outside and almost got blown over, I'm like, what is Mother Nature on today? This ain't right, big dog.
We can send you down to Houston if you'd prefer.
I saw something happen to the Texans stadium. It's kind of scary down there.
The whole thing is just the damage, the flooding, the power outages. You know, about 2 million people still without power. Like, I'm going to stop complaining about anything. It's that is awful. So we send our good wishes down to them.
Speaking of millions, the last episode of House of Dragon was so good.
Really?
That I rewatched it last night.
How good was it?
And there were apparently, AR, 8.1 million viewers on Sunday. We're back with the real Game of Thrones vibes. I need you to hop on this train, come on down to King's Landing, and let's get it going. The IMDb page, website, whatever that is, they ranked it a 9.7 out of 10. That's the 5th highest rated episode in Game of Thrones history. So that's big time stuff. We were cooking on Sunday, man. So yeah, this is the time.
What was I doing on Sunday night?
Probably watching Beverly Hills Cops or something like that. You know, dusted off of...
Yeah, once in the 80s, but I did not enjoy it.
Dusted off of VHS. Knowing my boy.
No, my new line now is that PayPal is the VHS of like... Everybody that I ask, you want to PayPal me? PayPal? Like, they act like I'm in 1984. Like, I didn't know that became like the uncool pay site or something. Now it's Venmo. And then I finally set up the Venmo account. Finally did it.
Yeah.
And then I'm leaving. I was at the bank and I was leaving. I said, because I needed my routing number and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
can I get that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Shohei's assistant. Is that what if you want to be? You want to be Shohei's assistant?
I need a little something.
All right. So I'm leaving. Like, so you hooked it up? You got your Zelle? And I said, no, I didn't get any Zelle. I got Venmo. And
You're
like,
good.
So
you're good with
what about
Venmo.
Your Cash App?
Yeah, no,
I didn't do that.
AR, don't even feel bad because I only use one. I use Venmo. You are now right where you need to be. On Saturday, we had a pool party. One of the homies went out to get a whole bunch of Donatos. They were dunking.
And a gang of Tanqueray?
And what? Oh, no. And then you guys would love this. You guys would love this because they went out and got a whole bunch of pizza, and I put in an order for a salad. So everybody was crushing me for that. And I thought about you and NCB saying, I could hear you guys in the back of my head saying, you don't ever eat stuff like that. But I did enjoy my salad. But it's easy to do that because one guy can go get it. He can pay for it on his card. Then everybody just slides in $10 bucks.
Tap
just
away.
$10 on Venmo and away you go. So you're good now.
Right.
You're in the Venmo club. You're right where you need to be.
I'm a little sad right now.
Why?
I'm a little sad. I got to tell you. That was probably one of the more, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be that guy. I think that was a quality ad lib. I weaved it right in there, and neither one of you got the gin and juice reference. It was an amazing little drop. I thought I thought I was doing something good there. And you know what? Maybe later in the show, CB will grab it and play it back and see how it just went just into the universe and just evaporated.
Listen, I'm sure it landed for somebody. That CB and our generation, that we know the song, but I don't know if we know the lyrics backwards and forwards like some of the songs
backwards and front
we grew up listening to. But no, absolutely, that deserves a nice little pat on the back because I'm sure somebody was like, you know what, AR?
You said one of the homies, right? And
dropping some bars right there.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Wasn't too bad.
Got a question for you.
Yeah. Did you get the backwards and front?
No, you're on a roll.
That was
my brain is just now starting to kick in gear. So you're like already at hour number 2 with your brain. I'm just getting going here. But I thought about you driving in today because we mentioned the wind. And you were the best golfer at Little Turtle. Hands down.
I'm not.
What do you mean?
So don't say that.
Well, in my mind,
not.
you are.
Okay, that's fine. I'm probably in maybe the top 20.
Come on.
Perhaps. Yes. No, I'm being honest.
I need Mad Max to report on this.
Some incredible golfers out there.
Okay,
Brian Delaney and Zach Wenggerter and Rick Sword, and I can go down the list. We have guys that are they're sticks.
In my mind, you're top two.
Thank you.
You're top two and you're not two. So that's where you are. What is Anthony Rothman shooting in the wind today at Little Turtle?
I hit a very low ball anyway.
Oh. So you're built for this.
I might be.
Okay.
Yeah. I have no desire though. The only desire I have there are two things why I wouldn't want to go overseas to play golf. One, I will walk, but I prefer a cart. And they make you walk a lot over there. Number two, I don't like that kind of golf. I don't like where you're hitting it and hoping it rolls 100 yards to where you want it to stop. Mm-hmm. All right. So, but I don't know how windy it is. I left over there today. I think it was, quote, doable. I actually prefer, if you gave me wind over wet. Yeah, because I could tend to chili dip something and chunk a lot of balls. So I'm not really sure if you're asking me, could I break 80 there today? I would say maybe.
Absolutely.
Depending on
I'd like to hear.
I'll need to get a dial. By the way, I'm not happy with Max right now.
What did he do?
Not very happy with him right now.
What did he do?
We try to gauge, the Bet365. So I was giving him the referral code because he wanted to sign up. Yeah. And because he's 21 now.
Getting lit.
Absolutely. Going to the casino. Like, he's got it all. And I said, here's the referral. We like to be able to tell our Bet365 folks that we're reaching people, that we're helping them achieve the entertainment status that they like.
And draining their bank account at the same time.
I don't know. He's on it now. Although, I will tell you this, as I digress, I would say that he said yesterday we walked in, we didn't think the Guards game was going to play. And I picked up Colt Keith in fantasy for Detroit. I picked him up. He's like, that sounds oddly peculiar. I go, no, he's hot right now. And I needed, Brian Hayes is awful. So I picked up Colt Keith. And he goes, why didn't you pick up Angel Martinez? And I looked at Angel Martinez, and I saw that he was owned by 3 or 4%. He just got called up. And he hit his first MLB homer last night, Angel Martinez. Angel Martinez, 23 plate appearances, 7 hits, 2 doubles, only 1 K, now home run, 8 walks. He might be somebody you should look at. That's what Max told me. And then later on in the same game, Colt Keith, 2-run bomb.
Look at that.
If we would only combined our two instead of fighting over which guy had the better pickup, but he might be somebody you should look at.
You know who else you need to look at? Forget the Guardians. Yeah. Go down to Cincinnati and pick up my boy Reese Hines, who just got called up, and he's hit home runs in back-to-back games as a rookie. It's crazy what happens, just in these debuts and how magical it can be sometimes. And just to be, a guy that been in the minor leagues for a while, and you mentioned one guy in Cleveland doing the darn thing, and then one of my boys down in Cincinnati hitting absolute tanks down at GABP. Reese Hines is cooking right now. So some feel-good stories happening for the Reds and the Guardians. Pretty cool.
The other guy that I told you about, maybe it was a month ago, I think he's my best pickup of the year. Logan O'Hoppe, the catcher for the Angels.
And they stink.
He's unreal. He's as Max says, he a dog. That guy can play. Did you ever pick him up?
No, I'm good over here.
I thought you needed catching help.
No, I'm good over here.
Who do you have a catcher?
I got a couple. I got Jeffers from the Twins. He'll hit some tanks. My boy JT Realmuto's coming back. We're good. I did pick up CB's boy David Fry too. Fry, the All-Star David Fry. So I don't need O'Hoppe. You can hang out with the Angels in the outfield. How you feel about that movie, by the way?
Not in my top.
No, I'm just saying, just in general.
I haven't seen
it. Good movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I watched it a ton as a kid.
All of a sudden, I'm on this weird rabbit hole of horror movies again. I don't know why. It's horrible.
You know me.
All right, back to the Max thing.
Wait, no, I want to. Okay, go ahead.
Because I said, did you sign up for Bet365? I didn't get a alert that you used the referral link.
Yeah.
No, I've signed up. I signed up a week ago. And I said, well, I never got anything. I never heard anything about it. I like to be able to tell them. And he says, well, what did he say? I might have just been a dumb blank and didn't do it properly. How's that? You click on the link.
Listen, I don't know.
He's 21-year-old.
Listen, Mad Max right now, the brain may be a little foggy. When you turn 21, you're doing a lot right out of the gate. You're really trying to get your money's worth for all the years where you had to wait your time to legally pop some bottles. So he may not be thinking as clearly as he needs to be right now. So give him some grace.
I don't know why I watched Scream 6 last night.
That's the newest one, correct?
From 2023.
See, those are more of like thrillers to me. I can handle that. It's the demonic little kid creepy stuff where it's just like, that's a no for me.
Okay,
dog.
so, and then the night before, I stumbled into the remake of Amityville Horror, the one with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I don't know how you do.
That's the one you don't want.
And you're watching this at night before you go to bed?
Yeah.
I'd be up all night. I was up all night after the new creepy faction debuted in WWE, the Wyatt Six. When I watched that live, I couldn't go to bed for like 3 hours. And that's nowhere even close to what you're talking about.
Yeah, no good.
I went to a movie a couple weeks ago, and there was a trailer that dropped, and I had my head down the whole time, and it was a scary movie. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm oddly drawn to them at times.
Yeah.
I think that's their whole deal.
Okay.
Is that somehow they'll draw you in. The Gladiator trailer dropped yesterday.
It looks great.
It does. The only problem I have is I don't need 3-minute trailers.
It's too much.
It's way too. Don't show me that much of the movie.
So glad you're saying
3 minutes for a trailer?
Here's what I have the same beef with TV shows. If it were my TV show, if I were the director of said show or the owner of HBO or whatever, we're not showing any previews. Nothing. Because I think the element of surprise is such a great thing to have. When we get to the end of House of the Dragon on Sundays, I'm out of there before they show me what's happening next week. I don't want to know anything. What's the point of showing me a preview? It takes away from the specialness that I get when it's supposed to be a jaw-dropping moment. Like, oh, you know what? I saw that a week ago. Yeah. Thanks. So I'm completely with you on that. It
almost makes me feel like if you've got to show me that much,
it ain't that good.
How good is it? Now, I don't want to apply that to Gladiator because that probably is going to be pretty strong.
The cast looks like a great cast. I did see
some guy riding a rhino out there into the Coliseum, which is a little odd. That's
a little weird.
You know, I need the Maximus Decimus Meridius, Commander of the Armies of the North, General, all that stuff.
We got that. Uncle Denzel in this thing, and we got Pedro Pascal in here. I'm in on the cast. Yeah. I am in on the cast. Anything Denzel touches to me is good. So, yeah, I'll spend a little cash on that and go get me some popcorn and Reese's Pieces.
We got Schefty, bottom of the hour, 12:33, normal on a Wednesday, so that should be fun talking NFL. We got some ins and outs today. We'll talk to our guy Ray Fittipaldo over there in the Steel City. We got Aaron McMahon because we talked a lot about Michigan yesterday. We'll do more on them today to see if the hangover is absolutely real. And when we come back, we'll talk about a former Buckeye, Marvin Harrison Jr., who didn't take the bait. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Okay, so that's the final price. Oh, an extra fee to drive here. Is that it? A knock on the door fee. So is that the final price? A 15% Wednesday surcharge. What for? Oh, because it's Wednesday. Of course. Can I get back to you on this?
Apex Pros, the pros who knows.
This quote you gave me, are there any other charges I don't know about?
Other charges?
Like an it's too sunny fee or my dog wet the carpet tax?
No, Apex always gives you upfront pricing.
No surprise fees?
Never.
No charge if your stomach hurts or you lost your library card?
Upfront pricing every time at Apex Pros, whether it's plumbing, heating, and AC, or our new electrical services.
I'll call you right back. Hello, other company? Hi, me again.
It's Alex, the friendly Apex Bear. You'll never get a surprise charge with the Apex Pros upfront price guarantee. Schedule an appointment now at apexpros.com.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardale Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Schmitz Cardale Jones charity softball game presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can schmicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Hey, it's Anthony here, and over the years, I've tried to stay in the fight, keep playing, but every now and then, something gets me, shoulder pain, a knee tweak, a recent bout of golfer's elbow. When the weekend warrior injuries happen, the first call I make is to the specialists at Orthopedic One. I don't mess around. I want the #1 ranked place for orthopedics in Ohio. They've earned the right to be called Central Ohio's most trusted team of orthopedic experts. Get started at orthopedic1.com. No referral needed, but if you want one, I got you.
The Ohio Egg Fest is back for its 10th year, presented by Specialty Gas House and Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. Join us for this big green egg grilling competition at Fortress Obetz on Saturday, July 27th. Enjoy all-you-can-eat food from 36 cook teams, live music from North to Nashville, cooking demos, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on discounted big green egg grill packages with over $600 off retail and a lifetime warranty. Pre-order online at theohioeggfest.com today. Before they sell out, all proceeds benefit cancer research at the James. Get your discounted big green egg grills and your taster tickets now at theohioeggfest.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of clouds out there today. A few showers from time to time with a high of 79. Tonight we drop down to 72 under partly cloudy skies. Thursday, look for sunny skies, high 82. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with a look at your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
It's Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, Maddie, we're going to go two-pack today.
Yes, sir, because, we had a little situation with the phones yesterday. Those dementors from Harry Potter took over CB's phone system and completely blocked everybody out. But we got you covered today. We're going to give away 2 sets of family 4-pack of tickets to the Cardale Jones charity softball game on Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park. If you aren't a winner, don't worry. Don't even worry about it. Tickets can be purchased for $10 at BuckeyeCruise.com, but we got you covered today 2 times, baby. 2 times.
I like that. We go back in time a little bit to when the Giants were talking to Marvin Harrison Jr. This is combine situation.
In Indy.
And
fresh off the shrimp and cocktails that you guys swear by.
The sauce.
The sauce.
The St. Elmo sauce.
Yeah.
You can buy it in the store now. It's good. It's spicy. It's got a good kick to it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's worth having.
I'm more of a fried shrimp guy over just kind of the rawest shrimp, if you will. Get the crispy shrimp going.
I think that's probably safe to say. Most things fried are better.
Favorite shrimp, though, is the coconut shrimp, but you're not doing that with cocktail sauce. You're doing that with maybe a mango type of dipping sauce, something, a little sweetness to it. That may be the best.
Sweet on
shrimp.
sweet. Right.
It's good stuff, man.
That sounds good. Weren't we going to rename the show to Lil Heat, Lil Sweet?
Lil Heat, Lil Sweet.
Yeah, that's when that's what should happen. The headlines, I'm not buying completely, and I'll tell you why. First, I'll let you hear it, but the headlines on this are that it's more about a guy whose name wasn't mentioned, but Marvin Harrison was sitting down with, it was Mike Groh, right? The Giants wide receiver coach. And this was in the Big Ten title game. Which game was this, CB? Do you remember?
The film looks like it's from a Wisconsin game.
At Wisconsin?
From the quick video I saw, yeah, it looked like it was a Wisconsin throw that he was talking about.
Okay, let's hear the comments.
You know, obviously played with one of the best quarterbacks for a few years. How about you got a young guy, he's growing in the position. You beat a guy like this, get a chance for a touchdown, he underthrows it. What do you come back to the huddle saying to him?
I don't say nothing to quarterbacks.
No?
I don't say nothing to quarterbacks.
I mean, it's a throw, right?
I mean, I can make the play. I can make the play still. Yeah. So I will never say anything to the quarterback. I always blame it on myself as only to make the play.
Yeah.
So the quarterback is Kyle McCord, and Groh says, well, you heard him. Be honest, this was a blank throw.
Mm-hmm.
So the headlines are that the Giants tried to get Marvin Harrison to throw Kyle McCord under the bus. I think it could have been any quarterback. I think it could have been anybody. My feeling is that Kyle was the tool for them to find out how Marvin Harrison reacts to that kind of stuff. And I don't know why. Maybe it was an exercise in psychology or whatever it was. And he answered it perfectly classy and great. But when I read everything, it was more about Kyle McCord than it was about the Giants or Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like they just wanted to see, and right or wrong, who knows? Maybe they wanted to hear him say, yeah, I would like to be on the same page with my court, whatever it was. And so the way he handled it, I thought was beautiful. And he put it on himself. I could have still made the play. And so he didn't fall for the trap. How did it hit you?
I'm completely in your camp. It's 100% a character test. They could care less or couldn't care less about Kyle McCord in that scenario. You nailed it. That's exactly what it is. And Marvin still got his game off against Wisconsin, if that is the game. I mean, you're talking 6 for $123 and 2 touchdowns in that game. That's what we hear about all the time, and we've heard for years coming out of the combine, sometimes good, sometimes bad, with some of the questions that have been asked, to some of these prospects that have gotten a little strange, gotten a little weird from some coaches in the past. But this is the behind-the-scenes stuff that we get and the access that we get now, and I absolutely love it. And this is because, the hard knocks off season's playing right now for the New York Giants. That's why this tape is rolling around. But everything that we heard about Marvin during his time here in Columbus is exactly what we just heard right there in that clip. And that's a very small sample size. That this is one of the most unselfish star receivers that we've probably seen in a while, because we've seen that position, push out some guys through the media in a bad light every now and then because they're all about getting theirs. Look at the situation that just happened in Buffalo with Diggs and Josh Allen. There's been countless other guys in the history of football to where maybe if you do have a ball that's underthrown and you feel like you should be, doing the gritty in the end zone, you're going to come back chirping a little bit, or your body language is going to be really bad. And that's never been the case with Marvin, and I'll be surprised if that's ever going to be the case. So that was exactly what you said off the top is what it was a coach trying to needle him a little bit to see that, if he does say something negative about Kyle, is this a guy that we want in our building around Daniel Jones? Because if this is going to be an issue to where a quarterback underthrows a ball every time, could disrupt what we did. But that was just good stuff for Marvin right there, and that's the Philly cheesesteak brotherhood right there, shining through.
It was ownership of the play. It would be like if they showed him the highlight against Michigan and said, hey, there's been some debate that you didn't finish your in route here. You didn't get to the spot. That you hung your quarterback. Like, you got to get there. You got to break up that play. I think he would have handled it the same way. He wouldn't, or if they reversed it and said, man, you're sitting right there. How come he can't put it on your numbers? He would have said, no, I have to help him. I have to either come back a little bit or I've got to get to that spot. Yeah. But every headline I've seen today is that Marvin Harrison Jr. refused to roast Kyle McCord, or Marvin Harrison refused to throw Ohio State under the bus. It happened to be the guy that was a quarterback. He played for Ohio State. They were just trying to tap into exactly, do you deflect ownership? Where are you in accountability on certain things? Yeah. Even though he really wasn't on that play, and this is just an exercise in psychology. It doesn't mean they wouldn't have drafted him if he answered it differently. Maybe they would have. Maybe there's some people in their room that feel like, I want this edge. I want this competitive guy. I want everything to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist. Like, who knows? Maybe they're like that. But I'm with you on it was a way to check his personality. Now, we're way after the emotional fact. When athletes are heated in the moment, it doesn't necessarily mean they're bad teammates or they're pointing fingers. It really doesn't. Sometimes it can be just that competitive stuff. And usually then after, and cooler heads prevail, I'm like, you know what? He just wants to win as badly as I do. We're on the same page. He can get this way and all that. And so that's where the trust comes from, because teammates fight. Teammates have arguments. Mm-hmm. Teammates are competitive. And so it's going to happen. I thought it was interesting. Let me ask you guys this. The camera angle was like from a top camera, I think, or something like that. It wasn't like there were cameras right there. Mm-hmm. Do you think he knew that this was being taped, recorded, whatever?
I'm not sure.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it would make it even better if he didn't, even.
I think cameras or not, that would have been Marvin's answer.
Yeah.
Whether he knew or not. I truly believe
I do too.
That would have been his answer. That's just how authentic I think he is. And you're right. Like, these emotional things are going to happen. You just don't want them to happen a bunch. And I'm always good with that stuff if the root of your relationship is solid, right? Like, because that's when things can go left if you and, the quarterback or the coach, because sometimes it's coach and player too, aren't on the same page. Like, look at what happened last year with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, where Sean Payton was absolutely ripping Russell Wilson on the sideline. And there were so many reports that came out that those guys weren't seeing eye to eye. It's almost impossible to recover after that, when you have that kind of public embarrassment, when you guys behind closed doors aren't very close. So I think Kyle and Marvin have always been close since high school. Mm-hmm. And Marvin was never going to turn his back on Kyle and talk badly about him, regardless of whether or not he felt at his core that ball should have been put in a better place.
Here's the other thing. I'm not even that mad at the question. This is an interview process. These are prospects. They're going to play in the NFL. If this is whatever strategy they're employing, it'd be like going into any employer and sitting down and having them interview you about the job, or how do you handle this? How would you handle that? And trying to throw you in a situation to see how you would answer the question. Mm-hmm. That's just part of the process. Yeah, and so the Giants are getting roasted today for it, for invoking McCord's name and also this strategy.
This probably happens more than we know. This is just the access that we got. It seems par for the course.
Pretty mild. Pretty mild compared to probably what has happened. Yeah. We'll come back. We got Adam Schefter on deck, ESPN Senior NFL Insider. We'll get the true story on Dak Prescott and the old walking boot. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Scotty Vegas here for Maxima Concrete. From a basic driveway replacement to a complex in-ground pool, patio, or outdoor kitchen installation, Maxima can do it all. Pavers, natural stone, seating walls, even lighting and landscaping. Everything is in-house with Maxima, so buy from the guys that will actually perform the work. Mention 971 The Fan for $250 off your next project. Get a free estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com.
Attention, boating enthusiasts. Bennington Factory demonstration models are at Buckeye Lake Marina. These exclusive demo units are loaded with the features built to dazzle at shows and exhibits. And guess what? They're all brand new with a full warranty. Some have never even touched the water. Hold on to your mooring ropes because we're offering dock shaking discounts up to $40,000 only at Buckeye Lake Marina. These deals are hotter than the summer sun and won't last long. Visit Buckeye Lake Marina and make your dream boat a reality today. BuckeyeLakeMarina.com, where your adventure begins.
Come play Skyline 75th Coney Hunt game. Use your phone to search for virtual conies, tap to collect coins, and redeem them for exclusive Skyline merchandise at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. Details at SkylineChili.com/Coney Hunt.
Billiards Plus has everything for the master griller in your house. Come to their showroom, open the lid, and feel the difference in their grills. Professional top quality equipment at great prices with a huge selection ready to go home with you. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Wednesday night at 8 on The Fan.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
Tired of rising food prices? Start saving with deals for days at Giant Eagle and Market District. Enjoy low prices on more than 1,000 of your go-to grocery items store-wide. Dive into deals for a limited time at your local Giant Eagle and Market District.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And weight loss too, that's right. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments so you can lose weight and build muscle. They customize a plan directly for you. They added peptides to my TRT. They've added semaglutide with my friend's testosterone, and the results are amazing. They're pumped about summertime and pool season, so check them out at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All righty, it's that time of the week. Senior NFL insider from ESPN, our guy Adam Schefter, with us on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Shefty, good afternoon, my man.
What is going on, Anthony and Matty Ice? How are we doing today?
All good, thank you. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been a part of the ESPYs? I can't remember. Have you ever presented or been a part of the production?
I've never presented. I have attended. I will say that I feel like they've done, thank you, a great job with that show and putting it together over the years. Is it tonight?
Tomorrow, I believe.
Tomorrow. Okay, I didn't even know when it was this week, so I lost track of that. But no, I've never been asked to present. I would love to one day if they wanted me to. I'd be honored to participate in any way they wanted me to do that. Never have. I think they do a great job with the show. I think some of the best ones, Peyton Manning was unbelievable back in the day. I think, when they give out the Arthur Ashe Award, it's always very inspirational and motivating. But and when I have gone, it's been an incredible experience because there are so many people there from the world of sports, and everybody's happy to kind of cross paths with one another. And it's always been a great time whenever I have gone, but I haven't gone recently.
Okay. Yeah, I think you used the right words. It's motivational. It's inspiring. There's a lot of good stuff, and just recently, even Vital, who's been was so right in the epicenter of the Jimmy V, the very first ESPYs, and his speech. And he's kind of opened up now about his recovery from the vocal cord cancer and all that. So everybody gets affected, and I'm sure he'll be hopefully a part of that tomorrow night. So I agree with you. It's been a really, really good event. Let me ask you about the Dak Prescott deal. Sounds like it's completely overblown, but when you have an NFL quarterback with his history walking around in a walking boot in July, I guess it's fair to be able to ask the question, correct?
100%. Again, you're talking about a guy that's the quarterback. A quarterback is newsworthy. Quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, more newsworthy. Quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys in a year where he's poised to have more leverage than any player in the National Football League has ever had as a free agent. Even more newsworthy. So, it sounds like it's not a big deal if he expects to be ready for training camp, but he was in that walking boot, and it's such a huge year for him and the Cowboys that it becomes notable, especially at a time of the year where there's nothing much else going on, right? So if the quarterback of that team shows up in a walking boot and there's a lack of other football topics, news, information, then of course that's going to vault to the top of the discussion points, as it should, because he is all those things that we mentioned. And again, I'm going to come back to that because we're going to talk about Dak all year long. Unless he signs an extension with Dallas that we don't see coming anytime soon, then he becomes a free agent next year because they can't tag him. And we could start having a lot of fun wondering where Dak Prescott would fit next and how much money he's going to make, which is going to be a record. It's going to, he'll set a record. He will become, if he gets the free agency and doesn't do a deal with Dallas, even if he does deal with Dallas, Dak Prescott within the next 8 months is going to become the highest paid player in NFL history.
Yeah, he's living well. There's no doubt about it. Schefty, I want to ask you about Brandon Ayuk. It's kind of felt like it's been the summer of Brandon Ayuk in a way, but he seems to be flirting around with this idea of partnering up with his former Arizona State teammate and Jaden Daniels. What do you understand about the other side of it, Schefty? Has Washington shown any interest in acquiring Brandon Ayuk over the last couple of months?
Well, at one point they inquired, but San Francisco was not interested in trading him. And so there was a brief conversation that didn't go very far because, again, San Francisco wanted him and wanted to keep him. San Francisco was not looking to deal him. And San Francisco didn't want to move on from him. And San Francisco wants him to be a part of the offense. But when you don't get a deal done and when this stuff comes up, inevitably there's going to be conversations. And when Jaden Daniels himself links him to his former college teammate, Brandon Ayuk at Arizona State, then inevitably it invites speculation from all of us, and we talk about these things. But the fact of the matter is, why would the 49ers, I think we all would agree, playoff, if not Super Bowl contender, why would they trade one of their top players for future draft picks in 25 when after this year they could always essentially tag the guy, and if they want them, tag and trade him in the offseason after he plays for them this year and tries to help them achieve their goals. It makes no sense to trade him right now. I don't expect that they're going to trade him right now. I don't know if they're going to be able to get a deal worked out because the wide receiver market has exploded. But, again, as long as there's no deal, there'll be things that come up, speculation that comes up. And, by the way, next week will be interesting with the fact that if that deal's not done, number one, does he show up to training camp? And then if he does show up, does he have a hold in to where he's not practicing until he gets a new deal? How does he handle that? How do they resolve it? Because we haven't heard the last of this situation, even if there's not an extension that's done.
So July 15th is right around the corner. Schefty, do you expect anything to change down in Cincinnati when it comes to T. Higgins and a possible extension?
I don't. Of course, something always could, but I'm not expecting that. Again, there are surprises that occur in this league all the time, and it's part of the reason that I have a job. You know, surprises come out of nowhere. So, look, we can get word that they're involved in contract discussions, but I'm expecting next week to come and go without an extension for T. Higgins, setting up this being the last year before he becomes a free agent, has a chance to test the free agent market.
The Steelers, Sutton gets suspended for 8 games. Give me I guess the details you can. I know it's very sensitive, right? It's domestic violence. So, but the NFL, the investigation said he violated the personal conduct policy. Is there anything you could add to it?
I think the facts are the facts here. And what's interesting to me is, and I don't know the particular specifics, you hear domestic violence, and to me that should be punished to the fullest extreme, whatever that is, whatever the league sees fit. In this particular case, the league saw 8 games. But what occurred to me as I saw that was, in this particular case, I believe the incident occurred during the offseason, because that was when the Lions wound up releasing Cam Sutton. And then he wound up later signing with Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh did its investigation, found out whatever it did, and came to the conclusion that the Steelers believed he was Rick Saunders. But again, when I saw the news of the 8 games, and I saw the timing of it, what occurred to me is how different the league has become, because really all of this started around Ray Rice, right? And the Ray Rice situation lingered into the season, the start of the season. Everybody had seen the video, or they hadn't seen the video didn't come out for that year. And once it did come out, the league suspended him for, wasn't it 4 games at the time? I think it was 4 games. So I think that I think the league has learned that you can't discipline a player enough with domestic violence.
Yeah. It was 2 games, I think. Yeah, it was when they did Rice back 10 years ago. So it was. You're right. That was a really tough time for the NFL for sure.
Real quick, Schefty. We reacted yesterday to some Davante Adams sound where he said that Aaron Rodgers has been in his ear. Has there been any communication at all between the Jets and the Raiders about possibly getting Davante Adams to New York?
No, the Raiders have made no secret of the fact that they're not interested in trading him. I don't even know that he's tradable right now. I think that conversation could occur after this year, but who knows what's going to happen in New York, how the season will go for the Jets, whether Aaron Rodgers will be there next year or not. They got to go through this season first before any Davante speculation comes up. I expect Davante to be in Vegas this year.
Okay. All right, my man. Good job. Always appreciate the conversation, and be well. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you guys. Have a great week. We'll talk next Wednesday.
You got it. Adam Schefter on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. And we come back with a college football coach doubling down on accountability, or at least his definition of it. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Your bathroom is boring and basic too. It seems like there's nothing you can do. A better bath awaits. You'll feel brand new, relaxing in a world of peace at the Bath Authority.
Schedule your free in-home estimate today and get $1,500 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Restrictions apply.
You're our priority at the Bath Authority.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let's talk about your sleep, specifically if you're not getting enough of it. If you're feeling groggy all day because you didn't sleep well, that is an awful feeling. I've been there. And if you're snoring when you sleep, well, that could be a big reason why you aren't feeling rested. This fact surprised even me the first time I heard it, and that is, as you age, your risk of having obstructive sleep apnea nearly doubles. That's right. You need to find out if your snoring is related to sleep apnea, because if it is, there's actually help available for you right now. Dr. Mark Levy is board certified in the treatment of sleep apnea, and he offers a custom-fitted oral appliance that effectively treats sleep apnea. I have been telling you about this for years. And maybe you've been snoring for years. Now's the time to get this fixed. Plus, most Medicare patients have little to no out-of-pocket costs for this treatment. So you need to stop putting it off. Don't ignore your snore. Get your sleep apnea treated by calling Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Get the life back you deserve. Call Dr. Mark Levy today, 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Morning Juice.
We're selling cans of Natty Light for $2. Top that.
My wife's grandpa had a great line when he was drinking Natty Lights with us in college. He said, boy, it just tastes like a handful of nickels.
Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Affinity Whole Health.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar.
See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
Dreaming of a wedding band as unique as your love story? Join us at Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, July 26th and 27th. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. We've been helping you craft your love stories for over 77 years. And for one weekend only, we're offering 20% off custom designed wedding bands. We guarantee the best price and unparalleled quality. Let our expert jewelers bring your vision to life with a custom creation. The possibilities are endless. Come see us July 26th and 27th at Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. No one funks up the work microwave like these two. Fish again? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
You know, sometimes you're at a place, Maddie, for so long, and you just feel like you kind of own the joint a little bit. And I feel like that's Mike Gundy right now. I feel like here's a guy who played there at Oklahoma State. I wouldn't call him a star, but certainly had his moments, and then wound up being a position coach and worked his way up, left for a little bit, came back, became an OC, became the head coach, and he's been that way for almost 20 years. So it's one of those things where sometimes you feel like experience allows you to navigate waters, maybe just feel more comfortable answering things. Maybe you don't feel like you have to be as politically correct because you could have been around long enough that people kind of, I'm not saying to give you a license to steal. It's almost like a little bit of poetic license. Like it's almost like, well, that's just him, you know, and he's the mullet-wearing, fun-loving Okie who's coaching the team.
We've seen it in other realms of sports, to your point. Think about some of the interactions we've seen when Bill Belichick was in New England for forever, and he was very, rude sometimes and just blunt with the media. Same thing can be said about Greg Popovich in San Antonio. These guys that are there 10, 15, 20 years is the guy down there. I think that rings true for some of these head coaches around the world of sports.
And then, to that point, they become almost celebrated for their
antics.
Those antics and characteristics, that becomes what they're known for. And when that's what you're known for, you don't ruffle feathers as much. Oh, that's just him being him.
Yep.
And so they don't get treated with the same criticism, whatever you want to call it. And so Gundy goes to the Big 12 media days, and this was clearly planned. He knew exactly what was going to be asked. He even brought the player, his star running back, who was popped for driving under the influence, and said, no, let's go face the music. Let's do it all in one fell swoop. Let's just do it, say what you need to say. We learn, we move on. You'd think it would be really easy for a guy who's been around this long to navigate those waters. And I want to give him a little credit for something. He's authentic. He's honest to a fault sometimes. And he chose not to punish his star running back after he was arrested for DUI. And let's start with this one. He offered up, and the defense of, oh, we've all done it, or he's young and people make mistakes. I get that. I just think that's kind of the ancillary stuff. I think you want to lead a little more like serious. And this is a true life lesson. And thank God nobody got hurt, this, that, and the other, or himself. Here's Gundy offering up the defense.
So I looked it up on my phone. What would be the legal limit? Like in Oklahoma is 0.08, and Ollie was 0.1. So I looked it up, and it was based on body weight. Not to get into the legal side of it, but I thought really 2 or 3 beers or 4. I'm not justifying what Ollie did. I'm telling you what decision I made. Well, I thought I've probably done that 1,000 times in my life. And I, it's just fine. So I got lucky. People get lucky. Ollie made a decision that he wished he could have done better. But when I talked to Ollie, I told him, I said, you're lucky you got out light.
That's a joke right there. I'm sorry. That's a complete joke because he's trying to thread the needle there.
Yep.
And that's a card you don't need to play. It's a card you don't need to play because you said
he was just a little bit drunk.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke by the leader of a football program. And to your point earlier, that's a guy that's comfortable and knows that I can get away with saying some things and it's not going to come back to haunt me. But that's a terrible example to set, not only for his players, but for anybody listening to that, right? Because we had the horrific situation that involved a Viking player that just got drafted a week ago.
Yeah.
And he lost his life because a drunk driver not only killed him, but killed two other people. So Ollie Gordon is one of the best players in the country. He won the Doak Walker Award last year for the best running back in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think 2 things are happening here. And I don't know if we want to play the clip on playing time. Now, let's go.
Hang on. Let me set that up.
Yeah, go ahead.
So first of all, let me give you some of the details. And I'm not here to prosecute the kid. I'm just telling you what the police have said. He was swerving. He was pulled over for going 82 in a 65. The trooper detects alcohol. They see open bottles in the vehicle, vodka and tequila in the car. He refuses the sobriety test, and they put him in the handcuffs, which is very much protocol. And so here we are. He registers breathalyzer, 0.11, 0.10. Coach was breaking it down for you.
Yeah.
And then he does a one-on-one, I think, with ESPN. And this is the one I discovered afterward. This is the one where this is the makeup call. This is the one where he has a chance now to have a nice makeup call and say, I wasn't trying to take your eye off what the serious nature was. I was just telling you that this is a kid who made a mistake. Thank God nobody was hurt, and he wasn't hurt. He will learn from it. Whatever punishment I have with him I feel will be beneficial in the learning lesson. He could have done that. He almost gets there in this one, and then at the end, almost makes a flippant joke about the punishment, if there would be one.
We're in a time where you guys are essentially employees. You guys make lots of money to play this game. It's different than it was 5 years ago. And your punishment's going to be facing the facts. That's why we brought him here today. I said, you're not going into hiding. You're going to face the music. You're going to have to stand up and talk to people and answer questions. And hopefully, more than football, you can learn from the situation you've been in. Because if not, then we have a real issue. But he's going to play, and I'm going to do what we think is best for Oklahoma State football, and I think it's best for Ollie to play. If there's any punishment, it's make him carry the ball 50 times in the first game.
What are we doing?
He almost got there.
What are we doing?
It was a guy that was running 98 yards with no one behind him, and he trips.
It's like the Daniel Jones highlight from years ago.
Out of the end zone.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
You had it. Yeah. You had it rescued, Coach.
It was like Daniel Jones when he was breaking away from everybody and he just fell by the turf monster. The last part of that is laughable because that's not a punishment. That's not a punishment. If anything, in Mike Gundy's mind, that's going to be beneficial to the team because the dude's so good at running the football. So you give it to him 50 times a game. That's a positive for you.
He was trying again to make light of a heavy situation and whiffed.
Not this, though. You don't make light of this.
His punishment is getting him off to a good start for the Heisman. That's his punishment? Like, he was there. He had it saved somehow. Yeah. And you know what happens, Maddie? You know my favorite phrase I like to drop. He just couldn't help himself.
Couldn't help himself.
He couldn't help himself.
Man.
He had to throw in a little flippant, like sarcastic type of thing to try, in his mind, to lessen the blow.
It's a miss.
Yeah. All right, we come back. Sports Center update here, top of the hour. And somebody says, don't worry about Joe Burrow's health. The only problem, it's not his doctor. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Straight from the manufacturer, cabinets are a better value. That's why you need Choice Cabinet for your next project. All wood, quality cabinets from an Ohio business that does things right. Choice Cabinet, 216-378-9313 or choicecabinet.com.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, the people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you need a new roof but you're not sure you can afford it, no problem. Right now, Able Roof is offering no payments, no interest until 2026 for qualified buyers. Yep, that's the same Able Roof that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards 22 years in a row. Want more? Able Roof will give you up to $1,000 off a new roof, siding, or windows. This is a limited time offer, so call Able Roof today.
Call Able for the proof. 444 Roof.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you gotta admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beach Boys.
Now streaming, the Beach Boys tell their story in a must-see film event.
Brian, Dennis, and Carl, a cousin, Mike Love, and our good friend El Jardine. That's family to me.
Experience the definitive look at America's band.
They were participating in the creation of a California dream.
The fact that what was a family, that's where the success came from.
The Beach Boys, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. Now streaming on Disney+.
This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone Flooring, a unique blend of natural stone and their specially formulated epoxy expertly installed over existing concrete. Nature Stone is the only flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Family owned and operated since 1989, no other company or product can match the features, benefits, and unconditional warranty of an authentic Nature Stone floor. Visit naturestone.com today and schedule your cost estimate. Act now and save up to 50% off any Nature Stone floor. It's not just a floor, wow, it's Nature Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Timmy Hall. Good afternoon. Let's look at the baseball action. The Reds get the Rockies, or they got the Rockies in Game 2 on Tuesday. They are going for their third straight win in Game 3 tonight. 7:10 first pitch. They take on Colorado with Frankie Montas on the mound. The Guards picked up Game 2 in Detroit yesterday, 9-8. They go at it at 6:40 tonight for Game 3. Tanner Bybee is the pitcher. To hockey, the Blue Jackets have signed defenseman Jake Christensen to a one-year deal for the upcoming season. It'll be a two-way NHL-AHL contract, according to GM Dom Waddell. Christensen has 7 points in 44 career games with the Jackets so far. Olympic hoops news, Kawhi Leonard will not play for Team USA in the upcoming games in Paris, and he has been replaced by the Celtics' Derek White. This one is sponsored by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow! It's Nature Stone.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice, the #1 rated midday show in Columbus.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
Second hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. Do some ins and outs this hour. Check out what's happening in the Steel City with our guy, Ray Fittipaldo. Joey B keeps getting a lot of praise for this 2-bye week idea. We'll get to that in a moment. You've got some tickets to give out.
Yeah, man. We promised the folks we're going to give away 2 family 4-pack of tickets today because our phone lines just crapped out for some reason right at the end of the show yesterday. But here we are right now. We're going to give away a pair right now. 614-821-9710 is our phone number. Last night, AR was watching scary movies, watched one specific scary movie last night. If you name that movie, CB will give you a family 4-pack of tickets to the Cardale Jones charity softball game on July 20th at Huntington Park.
Hey, CB, give him 2 to make 1 at the free throw line. I named 2 movies. One I watched last night, and then one I watched the night prior. Well, he may not even remember that one.
He may not. I don't know.
He might need.
I don't know. See,
he might need 3 free throws. But if they get either one of those.
Yeah, we'll get them to the charity softball game.
We used to be able to kind of lip sync it to the producer, but now that we're on YouTube, we can't do that anymore because we'll be revealing the answer.
By the way,
we used to like hold up
sheets of paper. Yeah, you and Bobby, like, hey, play this. Yeah. Or wake up, would you?
Throw stuff at the glass.
Exactly.
I don't think I ever threw anything at the glass because it's double. There's a sheet of glass, and then there's space, and then another.
Pretty thick glass. It definitely gives zoo vibes, for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think I ever threw anything at the glass at you to get your attention.
No. Not at all.
I mean, there may have been a time where somebody wandered in and was distracting you, and I, gave him, the wave off or something. Quit bothering my guy.
The most embarrassing thing I think I did as a producer was play the recorded interview. We had the same guest on. I think it was somebody from March Madness. I can't remember. And I played the interview from the year before.
Yeah.
And the reason why I got confused is because it was literally the exact same day from the prior year. So when I looked in the folder, I had the guy's name in there. I felt like I was ready to go. And when you hopped over the speakers in my studio and said, Maddie, this is from last year. Yeah. You talk about
the teams didn't line up.
You talk about wanting the floor to open up and just me fall in there and just hide forever. That was tough.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Just to take you off the hook a little bit. How long did it take me to realize it was last year's interview?
I want to say 2 to 3 minutes. We didn't get really that deep into the weeds, but it didn't take much because I think you guys were in the interview asking about teams in that year's bracket that weren't in this year's bracket.
Was it Crispin?
It may have been. I swear it was somebody.
Cuff?
It was somebody basketball. I don't think we had Cuff in the rotation just yet, but I'm 90% sure it was March Madness related, and I just felt like the biggest idiot on the planet. That was tough for me. I felt bad for you guys because it was wasted, and you guys had to readjust right on the fly. But you live and you learn, baby. You live and you learn. That's
the least of. By the way, if let's say Fish gave me the New York Giants Marvin Harrison Jr. treatment and brought me in for an interview that day and said, hey, you guys worked really hard on that show, and the producer played the wrong interview. Not only did he play the wrong interview, he played it from over a year ago. How would that make you feel?
Oh, man.
I hope that I would have gone the Marvin Harrison Jr. route and said, listen, it's a team loss.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens on the show, it's either a team win or a team loss.
You're wired that way.
But
You're wired
I wonder
that
if
way.
I would have said, I wonder if he would have wanted me to at least acknowledge, yeah, that wasn't great.
Yeah.
But
I think you could acknowledge that without completely crushing me. Now, I'd love to ask the general what he would have said in that situation. What Bobby would have said. Bobby might have cooked me. He might have been cooking me in there.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's just that simple.
Yeah, it
That's
probably
right.
is, man. CB, you got a winner over there?
Sure do. Yes, the phones did work today. So our first winner of the day is Brooks and Hilliard. He knew Scream 6 was one of the movies.
Okay, well done.
Shout out to you, Brooks.
Yeah.
Is that Brooks Koepka? Is he listening to the show? My boy?
Brooksy?
I can confirm it's not, but
okay.
I wished it was.
I don't know how AR would have felt if a live boy would have been winning prizes on our show.
I actually liked Brooks Koepka a while ago.
Yes, I've heard this in a while.
Before he won any majors. Honestly.
He's an interesting cat.
He's one of those guys that when he started winning became more arrogant, more cocky, a little bully-like, and insecure, and took somebody else's rise to fame as a competition.
He definitely is he's an edgy guy.
Yeah.
In the whatever the Netflix special was, I can't remember the name of that.
Full Swing?
Yeah, thank you. You get a feel of that. I like some of those guys, but he definitely, you can tell, feels himself, as some of the old people would say. Speaking of those documentaries, did you see today that the wide receiver documentary on Netflix is dropping? Your boy's on there. So kind of that behind-the-scenes situation like we got with the quarterback, with Kirk Cousins and Marcus Mariota, and I think it was Mahomes was on that thing too last year. That just dropped this morning, and it's Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Debo, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and George Kittle. So I'll definitely be tapped into that. I love that stuff.
Yeah. I know, listen, we won't do this now, but Rory finally spoke after the Open debacle, after the couple short missed putts. And maybe we'll weave that in a little bit. Joe Burrow, his proposal for the 18-game NFL schedule was, I'm shocked. The headline says universally loved by fans.
Why are you shocked? Because you bring this up, and I love when you bring this up. Joey B's like, hey, let's play another game. I need another, what is it, 2 to 3 million a night? When
3.5.
Yeah.
Well,
Why
I think
not?
people like the idea of getting rid of that extra week in between the conference finals and the Super Bowl.
Oh, so less waiting is what you're saying for
So
the
you
big
move
time
that
games.
week to what is called the second bye week that every team gets off during the middle of the season.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad.
So I'm confused then. So he said one of the buys would be around week 13.
I forget which week
And
he suggested.
Pro Bowl stuff would be that week.
But yes, he wants a universal bye week where they can then put the Pro Bowl stuff in that week.
Why would fans of the NFL want to handle their season like NHL and NBA, which is you take a break, you have your all-star. Like for me, there's the momentum in the NFL season. I understand why they want it. I'm perfectly understanding why he would want it.
But for the fans?
I don't know why the fans are celebrating
I'll tell you
this.
why I would like it, because I got TV shows I got to catch up on.
Oh, okay.
The DVR gets loaded up during football season, and I can't watch everything that I want to watch. So you give me that week, I can catch up.
That's not bad. That's not a bad deal for us to all take. We could all use a bye week.
There we go.
Now, if we could combine this, well, we can't because college football is going on. I was going to say combine it with work, where your boss would give you a bye week.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that you could have any time during the season.
That's probably
not a vacation week where it would cost against your paid time off. Just hey, I need a bye week. They're always talking about mental health and how important it is.
Look, they got
Maddie. What if we just went in there and said, "Dude, I need a bye week."
I'd say, listen, we need to get this AI stuff popping off. CB's already got it going with the little Reds clip he plays of me talking about printing the shirts, but Al Michaels is calling the Olympics and he won't even be there. It is officially print the shirts.
He may not be wrong about the second batch of shirts. And the reason I say that is because I was a little intrigued when the Reds were being offered up at 7-1 to make the playoffs.
Okay.
It wasn't like...
He sees the vision, CB.
I mean, I see the value. I don't know if I see the vision. There was a little bit there of combining like the Reds to make the playoffs with the Buckeyes to win it all. That I could do a little math on, that I could be...
The math started mathing, didn't it?
That would be intriguing to me. Now, the bet's over, if they don't make it, and then the football bet goes down the toilet. But I think you could combine that. And the reason is because you start looking at the teams that they would be competing with to get to that wild card, and it's doable. It's most definitely doable, Mr. Costanza.
I need some consistency, and I need Matt McClain to show up.
Arizona,
come on,
that rotation... The Pirates. I mean, this could happen.
I'm interested.
They got to send 3 in. 3 have to go.
Hopefully it will be
5 Santas went in, Matty. We got to have 5 Santas coming out.
Shout out to Santa. What's he doing right now in the offseason?
Reindeer games. You guys seen it?
No.
That's a good little ride.
Christmas in July is going on. There's Christmas movies all over the place on TV. I've been watching some of them on Hallmark. You know I love Christmas. It's a feel-good vibe.
Well, Reindeer games was a while back. And that's about 24, 25 years ago.
Oh, okay. Not bad. Yeah. CB, let's pay off on our teas real quick. Because, you might as well.
Kidding.
Some Bengal fans will get mad at us if we don't. But we talked about this. The concern level around Joe Burrow's health now over the last couple of seasons. Cris Collinsworth, he joined Kay Adams on her show, and she asked him about his level of concern, and here's his response.
He missed a ton of games. You keep saying when he's out there, how worried are you about his durability?
Not. I'm really not. I think that he's had some bad luck. He had, an appendectomy one year. He had the knee injury. He got the elbow thing now. And they've done the right thing by going out and getting more help on that offensive line. Trent Brown, Orlando Brown. If they could really shore up the outside edges, he does a pretty good job of getting the thing out of his hands. So it'll be interesting to see, exactly what they're able to pull off here. This Amarius Mims, who they signed and drafted, is there just isn't a bigger human being on earth than some of the guys they have playing tackle for the Bengals right now. So, yeah, I'm hopeful. That they end up having a good year, despite the fact that everybody in Cincinnati thinks I hate the Bengals.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing.
I think I didn't know it was a thing either.
Oh,
the only thing I can come up with is that maybe he's a little tough love on them.
Is it a little bit of the Herbie stuff with Ohio State?
That's exactly where I was going to go. Maybe that they're trying to not show favoritism so much that it comes off as otherwise.
No, absolutely. That's probably what it is. What's the DEFCON scale again? When you're the most concerned, that's 1. 5?
No, it's 1. We believe it should be 5.
Right, it should be 5. I don't think I'm that concerned on the DEFCON scale when it comes to Joey B's health. But
where are you, 1 through 5? DEFCON style.
Remind me again what it is.
1 is
not concerned.
The whole world's in trouble.
5. I'm at a 3.5 on the DEFCON scale.
So that would put you. We can mobilize an Air Force in about 15 minutes if we need to.
Okay. Yeah. If we get another year of some dicey stuff, then we'll start climbing the DEFCON ladder. Okay. Where are you at on the DEFCON ladder?
So you said 3.5?
Yeah, even if I don't even know if that's fair that I did that. But
listen, for all of us, by the way, I don't think it's an elbow. Where do you get the elbow? I thought it was a wrist.
Look at the flick of the wrist.
I heard Collinsworth say elbow. I didn't know he had an elbow.
He didn't mention the calf either.
I have one, but I don't think he does. I think he has a wrist.
No, he definitely does. He definitely has the wrist thing right now, for sure.
I don't remember ever hearing anything about an elbow.
I think a lot of people are getting confused by the fact that the injury was to the thumb, but the nerve or whatever that was involved with the thumb really has an impact on the wrist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it climbing up the arm? All right. So here's the deal. He's not wrong and he's not right. There's no way. Is he currently injured right now? No. He's not. Does he have an injury history? Yes, he does. Has he been a little unlucky? Yes. Does that make him injury prone? No. We are where we are. He's an excellent quarterback who's had some tough times. I would say the torn ligament and all that required surgery, if that gets affected again, there'd be some worry. There's no reason to drive yourself nuts over it right now. Because now, if he was still If there was some question mark of him being ready for this season, I'd be like, okay, we probably should worry then. It's probably a lot more serious than we think.
He's playing piano. He's good.
That's right. He's tickling the ivories. We'll come back. Ins and outs next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Are Men and Bone stupid in real life? Yes. Yes, they are. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, two windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "Ah, a talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
America's favorite car show returns to Ohio for the biggest hot rodding event of the year. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all taking place this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Check out thousands of chrome and candied hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Shop the huge swap meet at Vendor Midway and see which rides take home the crown of the Good Guys 2024 Classic Instrument Street Rod and PPG Street Machine of the Year. It's all happening this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center, and you don't want to miss it. Get complete details at good-guys.com.
Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend is back. Shop buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special offers on diamond engagement rings. Visit us at Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, Friday, July 26th and Saturday, July 27th on Sawmill Road.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
There's something about country music that's just so easy. Like a Bud Light. Simple stories, soulful melodies, and lyrics that refer to drinking a Bud Light in the sun. So keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Join us for the Schmitz-Cardale-Jones Celebrity Softball Game, July 20th at Huntington Park.
Presented by Monogram Homes.
Former Buckeyes will swing for the fences against current Buckeye players. Details and tickets at BuckeyeCruise.com.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardale Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Schmitz-Cardale-Jones Charity Softball Game, presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars, such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can schmicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
Along with the Ohio chapter of the International Society of Arboriculture, while you're outside, this is a great time to be on the lookout for invasive plant species like honeysuckle, poison hemlock, and even wild parsnip, which can cause severe skin blistering, so be careful. Invasive species can wreak all sorts of havoc, like altering the native food web, making it harder on native wildlife, altering soil chemistry, even creating a better environment for things like ticks and mosquitoes. To learn more or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's Ohio.org.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Universal Windows Direct is the best. Why? Number one, they have the best technology. They have window systems that last up to 5 times longer than the other jabronis. Plus, they back it up with a true lifetime warranty for as long as you own your home and a 20-year warranty to the next homeowner. And how about the deals? 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years. Restrictions apply because they always do. Call them today, 614-502-5220. Schedule your free in-home estimate. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Fan and weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, look for mostly cloudy skies with a high of 79. There will be a few showers from time to time. Otherwise, the main weather impact today will be some gusty winds. Overnight tonight, we drop down to around 72. And then as we head into your Thursday, look for sunny skies, high 82. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with a look at your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, real quickly, according to The Athletic, Todd McClellan is out of the running for the CBJ head coaching job.
What happened?
I'm a little surprised. I'm half surprised because I told you guys the other day, how much do they really want to pay? And this is a front office that, look, they just got done paying a guy whatever they paid him to go away. And I'm not talking about Pazzi. I'm talking about Babcock. And I liked this guy. I thought this would be a real find. He was the highest paid coach in the NHL. So I don't know whether this is the Kings and how much, because he was still on the hook. The Kings were still on the hook.
Okay.
So I don't want to blame the Jackets right now, not knowing like what the Kings were trying to negotiate here. Or it could be the front office of the Jackets saying that he's too rich for our blood. So could they rescue this perhaps? Maybe. But it feels like they're going the handicap. And I felt like I had the handicap correct when I had him at number 1. And then we'll see if we go to Woodcroft or Avison or even Blashill or other. But we'll keep you posted. But sounds like something about the salary negotiation between the CBJ and LA couldn't get them on the same page.
Okay.
All right,
we wait.
Yep, CB, all you.
All right, first question for you today. This wide receiver is going off the board at wide receiver 9 right now, right in front of Marvin Harrison Jr. So, yes, Marvin right now is being drafted as a wide receiver 1 in most league formats. But my question to you goes to Davante Adams. Are you in or out on Davante Adams returning that top 10 wide receiver value?
You know what? He's got a high floor. You're never going to take that away from him. He's one of the most talented guys out there. The quarterback situation, I mean, even with how bad it was last year, he was still in the mid-teens as far as fantasy points per game. The one thing you might hope if you drafted him, that he gets traded mid-season. I know you asked Schefter about it. Seems a little untradeable now, but what about mid-season? And so you could luck out there. You asked top 10. I would say in. I'm in on top 10. If you would opt to the top 5, I'd be out. But I think he is a top 10 high floor guy. Are there other guys that have bigger ceilings? Possibly, especially with their quarterback situations. But I'd still probably draft him as the 10th highest receiver.
I'm going to be out on this. I think he's going to be right on the outside of that looking in. And I've got 2 reasons for you. One is I don't like their quarterback situation at all. Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. Like, I'm completely out on that. But also, I'm big on Brock Bowers, and they just drafted him, and I think he's going to be a nice piece of their offense and maybe take some away from Davante Adams. And also, don't sleep on the year Jacoby Myers had last year. He looked pretty doggone good in a Raiders uniform. So I still think he can be a productive fantasy player for you, but I think there's going to be a couple guys that sneak past him and push him out of the top 10.
All right, question number 2. The news has been moving fast on this, but Kawhi Leonard out of Team USA. Derek White is now going in. He was rumored to be the option when I filled this out earlier this morning, but my question to you is, thinking of the entire talent pool of the U.S., what the U.S. can pull from in terms of taking Derek White, are you in or out on White being the option here?
First of all, Kawhi Leonard may be the captain of first team all ski mask. This man has stole more millions of dollars from the NBA and the world of basketball, I think, than any player. He just is never available. He never plays. It's the craziest thing ever. I'm all in on Derek White.
And he didn't even come through when I picked him and Steve Fisher to go to the final all the way that year.
What year was that?
San Diego State, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's an Aztec.
That was probably
like 08.
Feel I was
7?
Was I at the Fan? CB, look that up for me. What year was the run that Fisher had with them and Kawhi? where I really liked them a lot that year.
Here's why I'm in on Derek White. CB mentioned that he's a champion. He just came off a championship. But also what you lose in subtracting Kawhi from the scenario, I think you gain some of that with Derek White, because Derek White the last 2 years has been, second team All-NBA on defense. So he is a lockdown defender. There's plenty of offense already on that roster with the Avengers and KD and LeBron and Steph and all those guys. Now you got a guy that's an absolute dog out there on defense that's a good shooter as well. So I really like this addition here. But it looks like his teammate is, I think, a little salty because Jaylen Brown over the last hour tweeted out some emojis that looks like he feels like he's left out of this. He's like, AR, I'm the finals MVP.
Yeah, no, he's got a case for that. First of all, I think it's unfortunate for Jaylen Brown that this doesn't matter. That's the sad truth for me. You put an all-defensive second-team guy in there in White, he can spot up and shoot. We've seen that. He's coming off an awesome season, maybe the best he's ever had. But I don't think he's the first choice. I think Brown certainly would be. When you start talking about the presence of the superstars that they have, replacing Kawhi with Derek White is almost like, okay, sounds good to me. Like, got a 40% three-point shooter, and he can play some defense, and he's throwing him on the team as a replacement. Done. Over. But Brown has a case, but I'm in on White as well.
Just to let you know, that was the 2010-2011 college basketball season.
How far did they make the Elite Eight?
I had to look at the actual bracket, but yes, they did make it at least that far, yes. Yep. And that was Jared Sullinger's year where he won the Freshman of the Year in the country.
Shout out to Sully.
All right, final question for you today. Let's get this in real quick. Yep. Are you in or out on PFF listing the Jets as the best secondary in the NFL?
Why not? They have about, all their starters coming back. They got Chuck Clark. He's coming back. They have maybe the best corner in the league. Why would that surprise me that they were number one? I have no real argument with that.
Yeah, I'm in. And I also like it, too, because of what it does pairing with their pass rush. Like, their pass rush up front is really good, which makes their secondary better because they don't have to cover that long. But we've seen for years now how elite Sauce Gardner is. We saw it at Cincinnati when Fick was coaching him up, and now he's gone onto the league and been an absolute monster. So, I got no beef with it. I'm in.
All right, those are your ins and outs for today. Speaking of getting you in and out, Low T Center, that's the place to do it because it's not like a typical doctor's office. So they will get you in and out. And more importantly, they'll give you the results you've been curious about. And that's your testosterone number and where you are on that scale. So if you're a guy listening right now and you just don't feel like you have the energy you should, you're lacking motivation and drive, you've gained some lbs, you've lost some muscle, it's nothing to be ashamed of. There's an aging process here, but there is help if you need it, and Low T Center is the place. And the first thing to do is to get your levels checked. Simple blood test, 25 minutes, results in your hand. And so if you need the help, they will guide you. They have the experience, over a decade of experience, helping all sorts of men achieve life-changing results. Most health insurance is accepted for treatment, and now you can get your BMI and your health. It can all be evaluated for treatment with prescription weight loss medication if you want that. So it really is now the one-stop shop for guys. So get back to feeling your best. Go to lowtcenter.com and book that appointment today. lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care. We take a stop into the Steel City with our guy Ray Fittipaldo. Next, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Contractors, builders, apartment managers, listen up. There's a new cabinet company in town, Choice Cabinet. Over 60,000 in-stock cabinets ready for you. They want your business. Call them 216-378-9313 or online at choicecabinet.com.
Attention aspiring media stars. Are you ready to take your talent to the next level? Register for your chance to win the Be On Air Summer Slam contest. This is your chance to showcase your skills in a thrilling 30-second live script challenge. Visit now at studiocontest.com to secure your spot and compete for amazing prizes, including a 4-hour studio session, Shure MV7 microphone, and Audio-Technica M20X headphones. Don't miss out on this dynamic event. Be On Air Summer Slam contest, where talent meets opportunity. Visit studiocontest.com and sign up today. Billiards Plus has everything for the master griller in your house. Come to their showroom, open the lid, and feel the difference in their grills. Professional top quality equipment at great prices with a huge selection ready to go home with you. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. We have all heard the horror stories of someone knocking on the door to offer a free roof inspection only to go up and illegally create damage to the roof in hopes of trying to push through a new roof to the insurance company. Rather than having to deal with going through the process of filing claims for vandalism, call a company that you can trust. That company is Newman Roofing. They've been working in the community for 32 years. They did my roof. They came to the house. I could trust them with my kids, with my wife, with my family, and they have built a reputation of honesty and integrity. They'll be honest with you on whether or not you need a new roof, whether it's sustained damage in recent storms, and whether there's still life left in it. They'll educate you so you understand what is happening with your roof and answer any questions like they did for me and my family. So whether you need a roof repair or replacement, call the most trusted company in Ohio. Call Newman Roofing at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
What a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box, Beyond.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Beyond's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BICEP to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BICEP to 321-321. That's BICEP to 321-321. Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hitting a hole in one into your ear hole. Ew. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, we've been doing a lot of Steeler quarterback talk, but the headlines were stolen this week by a corner, Cam Sutton, who's been suspended for 8 games, violating the league's personal conduct policy. Ray Fittipaldo is with us, our friend in the Steel City, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Ray, welcome back.
Guys, how you doing this afternoon?
We're okay. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you jumping on. Let me ask you this, forgetting for a second about whether he'll appeal it or not or when he could come back. I mean, how bad does Pittsburgh look here getting this guy? I know maybe, I don't know what they thought was coming or whether they thought he was falsely accused or whether the suspension wouldn't be this much. Like, where do the Steelers stand in this? Or do they like, hey, we got the player we wanted. If he has to sit for 8, he has to sit for 8. Like, what is their defense of this signing?
Yeah, I could tell you the Steelers never would have made this signing if they didn't know who Cam Sutton was. But Cam Sutton was their 3rd-round draft pick in 2017, and he played with them through the 2022 season. He left just for the 1 year in Detroit, and obviously he was let go after that domestic violence charge, back in March. So the Steelers feel like this was maybe, a big mistake that he made, but they're willing to give him a second chance. And if you look at their history, guys, they've done this in the past. James Harrison had a domestic violence incident. Back during those Super Bowl years, they stuck by him. He ended up being a good citizen for the rest of his career. So the Steelers are known for giving guys second chances, and we'll see if Cam Sutton can take advantage of his.
So let's talk about the ripple effect that you think this now has on the secondary. We know the pass rush up front is elite, led by T.J. Watt, but now talk about, some of those guys or a guy that's going to have to step up with Sutton missing more than a handful of games.
Yeah, honestly, guys, I don't know if there's a candidate on the 90-man roster, and I think this brings Patrick Peterson back into the conversation. Patrick Peterson remains unsigned. He's been on record saying he would come back to the Steelers. Now, for Patrick Peterson, does the price go up? He knows the Steelers are a little desperate now. So, does he kind of hold them, to the coals there and maybe try and draw something other than the vet minimum or thereabouts? Can you get Patrick Peterson for $2 or $3 million a year? If they could do that, I think that's a no-brainer. As far as guys who are on the 90-man camp roster, you have Josiah Scott, limited NFL experience. I think maybe 8 or 10 starts on his resume. Graylin Arnold is another guy like that, limited experience. And they have an undrafted free agent that they like out of West Virginia. His name is Beanie Bishop. So, all three of those options pale in comparison to a guy like Patrick Peterson. But, again, you got to go out and make an offer to Peterson and, see if he'll come back as well.
They're in an interesting spot with their running backs, right? Because it is a combo platter, but everyone believes Jaylen Warren's going to be the guy. I know Harris has been really good, and he's going to play the final year of his rookie deal, so they declined the 5th year, right, if I'm correct. And so I'm wondering if where are you on the possible situation where they might dangle Najee out there and trade him?
That's a possibility, but I haven't heard that from anyone inside that building. And if you look at the way that they've structured their offense the last couple of years, and I know there's a new coordinator with Arthur Smith, but this past season pretty much a 50-50 split. The year before that, I think it was around 60-40. So, Jaylen Warren has been a guy who's been on the come, and he's a guy who's been productive when he's gotten those opportunities. The thing that you have to ask yourself, if you're Omar Khan and you're contemplating a deal like that, is can he handle the big workload, right? Like he's a smaller guy. He's 5'8". He's put together, but he's only 5'8", and sometimes those guys, get injured more often than the big guys, the 6'2", 230, 240 pounders like Najee Harris, who has been remarkably durable. He's played and started 51 consecutive games for the Steelers. So I'm sure that weighs into it as well. And I just think with Arthur Smith's offense, knowing that he likes to lean on the run, even though it's for only 1 year, I tend to think they're going to go with that combination again, Warren and Harris, and just let it play out. And Harris will probably seek a big contract elsewhere in free agency next year.
Ray, I want to ask you about the schedule, because it seems to me like they got to get going relatively quickly out of the gate, because to me, like once they get to week 11, Ray, it's a banger of a schedule with all the AFC North games and some other big brands. Just talk about what your thoughts on the schedule, maybe that back half of what they have going on in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Chiefs on Christmas Day, and pretty much all of the AFC North teams in the second half of the season. So, I got to believe, guys, if you have serious aspirations of making the playoffs this year, even if it's as a wild card, as a 7 seed again, like they have been the last couple of years, pretty much got to go 6-3, 7-2, because the back half of that schedule, I mean, unless there's injuries, and listen, every team gets injuries. Maybe they get lucky and Joe Burrow's injured again, but if everyone stays healthy, you got to figure that's 500 or less in the second half of the season. So, I think you're right. You got to build up some wins early. I'll say 7-2, 6-3. If it's anything less than that after the first 9 games, I think it's going to be a tough road to hoe for the Steelers to get to the postseason again.
Ray Fittipaldo with us, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. I think the Fields versus Wilson storyline is very intriguing for a lot of people, even people outside of Pittsburgh. I want to get your feeling on anything that came out of OTAs, any strategy that you think they will employ to find out everything they can about Justin Fields before the season in camp, or will Russ try to practice more than maybe even a veteran would to try to hold him off?
Yeah, that's a great point. Traditionally, when the Steelers had Ben Roethlisberger late in his career, he would have every third day off during training camp, to try to preserve his arm and, just let him kind of ease into the season going in there at full strength. Russell Wilson is 35 years old, so if the Steelers do that again, there's going to be 5, 6, 7 opportunities for Justin Fields to go out there and run with the ones during training camp. And I think that would be a great chance for the Steelers coaching staff in the front office to see, how does he command the huddle? How does the offense operate with him in there rather than Russell Wilson? So, we'll see if that happens. Obviously, the Steelers will make that decision, but you're right. If Russell Wilson wants to be out there all the time, the Steelers are going to have a hard time telling him to sit when he doesn't want to sit. So you make a really good point there. I think that's probably going to happen. But Russell Wilson is the one. He's the one for a reason. He's got a lower INT to TD ratio than Fields does. I think he's a better fit for this entire team when you consider that the defense is the strength, and they just need him to manufacture a couple of big plays a game. So I know Fields is intriguing, and I'm looking forward to camp as well. But I think you're going to see Fields probably just with the starting O in practices rather than the preseason games in camp. I think Russell will get the majority of the reps with the ones once the preseason games start.
Going to be fun to watch. Ray, real quick, let's zoom out from some football for a second and talk some Pittsburgh food. For the Browns and Bengal fans that maybe will make the trip over to Pittsburgh, does Ray Fittipaldo endorse the French fries on sandwiches?
I do. I still get it like once a year, just because they have like all kinds of satellites. It's kind of like when you go to Buffalo and they got that wing place everywhere now. It's kind of the same. You got a Primanti's pretty much in every neighborhood now. So I've had enough of it in my life, but my kids like it. So yeah, I still go out and get it about once or twice a year.
What's the sandwich of choice? If we're going to get to a Primanti Brothers, what sandwich do we need to get?
For me, it would be the cheesesteak, or I know this is a little bit different with coleslaw and fries on it, but the fried egg at Primanti's is really good. Fried egg, slaw, and fries on top. Can't be it.
There we go.
All right, there's another. I'm going to take this to another level. Have you had the fries on the salad?
Oh, you go to any restaurant in Pittsburgh, there's that option.
Yeah.
They just put like deviled eggs and French fries pretty much on everything in Pittsburgh. Yeah, but for any Browns or Bengals fans who do come here too, Primanti's has really good pizza too, so it's not just the sandwiches.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, as our correspondent on the food circuit for us, he's not our Joey Chestnut, but he's our Ray Fittipaldo. Appreciate you, my man. Thanks for jumping on. Be well.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Ray Fittipaldo, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fangast hotline. If they're good fries, absolutely. Throw them on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just get that fork going, and
they're kind of like
do what you got to do. It's like a steak fry,
like
almost
those Penn Station-esque fries, like those fresh cut fries. I think I need. Let's go light on the coleslaw. I don't even know if I want it on the sandwich. I like coleslaw, but the fries on the sandwich, I can rock with that.
All right, we come back with a Buckeye Bulletin and the Chris Holtmann severance pay. What was Ohio State truly on the hook for? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The best of two leagues meet again this summer. Catch the stars of MLS and Liga MX as they show off their skills at the 2024 MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T. Tuesday, July 23rd at Lower.com Field. Tickets start at $25. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster.
Is foot pain keeping you you from living life to its fullest? Life is too short to be dealing with foot, knee, or back pain. Come into the Good Feet store and learn how the Good Feet Heart Support System can help you get pain-free. Call 880-9255 or go to goodfeet.com to make an appointment.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Bath Authority. You spend a ton of time in your bathroom, and if you're trying to ignore your old, outdated bath or shower or that mold and mildew along with the broken tiles, you got to call my friends at the Bath Authority. The Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. And all Bath Authority products are 100% made in the USA, and they can be installed in as little as 1 day by certified factory technicians. TheBathAuthority.com. A better bath awaits.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. The Buckeye Show.
What were you guys yelling on the Brack spin play? The payback game against
You know what
Virginia
I said?
Tech?
Well, everybody said, he's back. He's back. That's what everybody was saying.
The Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is your exclusive in-person advance sale ticket outlet for the 2024 Ohio State Fair. Discount admission tickets are $8 at participating stores. Enjoy food, entertainment, animals, rides, and so much more at the Ohio State Fair, July 24th through August 4th. Get advance sale tickets now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardell Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Smiths Cardell Jones Charity Softball Game presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can smicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
The wait is over. Dell Technologies Black Friday and July deals are live. Check out incredible savings on select laptops and more, like the XPS 15, powered by Intel Core processors. The XPS 15 brings you the perfect balance of power and portability, plus stellar visuals and immersive sound. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics, plus free shipping on everything. Don't miss out on Black Friday and July savings at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on train systems, including 0% APR for 60 months.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. So when Ohio State gave Chris Holtmann that extension, 3-year extension, back in 2022, so that required them to pay him the entirety of the rest of the salary, minus what he was getting paid with his new employer, which is DePaul, which unfortunately I wouldn't wish that program on anybody, but we'll see if he can make a little horse race out of it. originally, Ohio State was going to owe him $15 million over the next 4 years. And they would pay him, Maddie, in monthly installments of about $4.5 million. Woo. Through like June of, I don't know when it was, from February of 24 till June of 25.
So we got a mini Bobby Bonilla plan popping off right now is what you're telling me.
Yeah. Now, the good news for Ohio State is they're going to get a refund. They're going to get some money back because he got a job. And nobody really knows what he's making at DePaul because they're private, but people have kind of pieced together a little bit, and let's just call it $1.5 million. So if they're going to slice that off of there, and so he's going to make $1.5 million per year at DePaul, so it reduces Ohio State's buyout obligation to a little under $9 million.
Okay.
Now you add it to the $2.5 million they're paying Jake, and they're really paying $11.5 million for a head basketball coach this year. So that's that.
Fire up the cash register, CB, because Ohio State never stops when it comes to spending money. And I know what you said about DePaul, but nobody's going to feel bad for the man. He's double dipping and getting millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
Getting 2 checks.
He's getting paid a lot more than $1.5 million.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's a tough program that you got to build, but financially, I'm sure that can make up for some of the hard times.
He didn't give himself the extension.
There you go.
Right?
Gene and everybody else handed it to him, and I don't think there's anybody listening that would pass up on that extension.
Yeah. Now, if you still want to try to increase Ohio State's leverage in this situation, I guess that could happen if he gets a raise at any point over the next 4 years with DePaul, which who knows if he does something unlikely. So they give him a raise. And then the bad news is if for some reason he gets fired from DePaul at any time of the next 4 years, then guess what happens? They come knocking again at Ohio State's door.
Run it.
Hey, that $9 million, what do you like to say?
That's
yesterday's price.
Yeah, Fat Joe. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Right.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's what they would be saying.
2 times, for sure. And so that's kind of where it is. Listen, this is the price of doing business in college basketball. Like I said, this is nobody forced them to give Chris Holtmann an extension when they did.
Yeah.
And whether they did it for recruiting reasons or keeping stability or keeping everybody happy or feeling they had the right guy or worse, trying to make someone's decision look better, like give him more runway to live up to expectations, which is not the greatest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you believe in someone, maybe you do extend the runway. And so that's kind of my theory on it, but this is where we are. But like, $15 million was bad. 9 is a little more tolerable.
It's like, it's like the girl that you may be dating that she may be a little dicey, maybe a little edgy in certain spots of the relationship, but she does some other things really well for you, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to commit to this. I'm bending the knee. And then you get into, a marriage type situation and you learn early on some of those things I was scared of probably shouldn't have bent the knee. And that feels like maybe a little bit of the situation with maybe that Holtmann extension there. But you got Diebler now in the mix. You mentioned him getting $2.5 million.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he can cook up.
Very much.
Think he had a pretty good offseason, right? With some of the guys he's brought back, and Michi, and looks like some of the recruiting on the other side's off to a decent start. And I know he talked to the media yesterday, and one of the things that I had read is that they've challenged Bradshaw AR to maybe get a little three-point shot cooking up. So I like that, right? Because the more space, the better, especially for Bruce and Michi. But a very intriguing Buckeye basketball season on the way here in a few months.
And football.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ross Bjork was on the Big Ten Network, and he talked about the expectations for the football team and himself.
The conversation around high expectations in Ohio State football remains the same. This is what we signed up for. Coach Day knows that. I know that. That's what's exciting is every year Ohio State is expected to contend. And that's not going away. And so when you sign up for that, you embrace that. So my conversations with Coach Day have been, hey, what are the resources do we need moving forward? What is this new sort of economic reality going to look like? How do we, maintain position as an elite program and really a championship brand? Right now we have the #1 recruiting class in the class of 2025. Our roster is packed. We've seen that. We know that. Other people are talking about it just like we are internally. And so I've been really impressed with how Coach Day has really attacked the leadership pieces, the culture pieces, the players being on the same page, and the cohesion that needs to exist in order for teams to really have success. It's one thing to have all the talent in the world, but unless you have the culture right and the leadership characteristics right, and everybody's dialed in on the same page and there's trust, that's what Coach Day has built in this offseason. So I've been really, really impressed with how he's led and how he's developed his staff and all those things. So now that we get into fall camp, we get to see all that come to fruition.
You know, at the beginning, I thought for sure we were getting a pressure is a privilege quote from him when he was talking about the expectations.
Maybe they
I was
all
waiting
gave
for
each other the Billie Jean King book.
I was waiting for pressure is a privilege. But he's right about a lot of that.
He is. He is right. And it sounds like a lot of that sounded very cliche. But I have to tell you, it's the right thing to say right now because it is true. But they still have to execute and go win the games. And he knows that 80% of the time they're going to be favored by double digits. They are. And so the expectation should be there. This is nothing that is ever going to change. When you have that much invested financially, emotionally, traditionally, when you have it all, then the expectations will never go anywhere. And that's when you reap the benefits and the rewards from when you do win and you face the criticism when you don't.
No doubt about it. Real quick, let me tell you about the Cardale Jones softball game that's coming up, because it is not only Cardale Jones's celebrity softball game. It is the Schmitz Cardale Jones celebrity softball game. And why picnic when you can Schmitnick? It's presented by Monogram Homes, Saturday, July 20th at 6:30 p.m. over at Huntington Park. Current Ohio State football players versus former Ohio State players. Cardale Jones is the captain for the former players. Emeka Egbuka is the captain for the current players. Jack Sawyer, Devin Brown, James Laurinaitis, Boom Hare, and some of the guys that will be in the building. Tickets are only on sale at BuckeyeCruise.com for $10. But we're also giving away another pair of tickets to this wonderful event later in the show.
We'll have to get a little bit of a pregame vibe from Cardale next week. Find out exactly what, like now, because we're going to arrive at the week of it.
Yeah, is 12 stopping by?
We'll make him stop by because we need to get a feel.
We'll make him stop.
We need to get a feel for it. And he probably would love that. A little pregame hype, a little trash talk, whatever we can get going to bring them out publicly. All right, we come back, SportsCenter update. And after that, we get into the dynamic duos in the NFL. How do they rank? We'll let you know. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
As a local family-owned and operated company, Newman Roofing takes great pride in providing great customer experience and quality product to every job they do. From the first phone call to the end of your project, they'll know who you are. Don't just get a roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Billiards Plus has everything for the master griller in your house. Come to their showroom, open the lid, and feel the difference in their grills. Professional top quality equipment at great prices with a huge selection ready to go home with you. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Be Honest bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone Flooring, a unique blend of natural stone and their specially formulated epoxy expertly installed over existing concrete. Nature Stone is the only flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Family owned and operated since 1989, no other company or product can match the features, benefits, and unconditional warranty of an authentic Nature Stone floor. Visit naturestone.com today and schedule your cost estimate. Act now and save up to 50% off any Nature Stone floor. It's not just a floor, wow, it's Nature Stone.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you know you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please, it's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Timmy Hall. In college football, wild comments coming from Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy, who spoke about star running back Ollie Gordon's drunk driving arrest. Gundy said he wasn't going to suspend the player for that, but in making some kind of point, he stated that he himself has had drinks and likely been on or over a legal BAC limit.
I'm not justifying what Ollie did. I'm telling you what decision I made. Well, I thought I've probably done that 1,000 times in my life. And I, it's just fine. So I got lucky. People get lucky. Ollie made a decision that he wished he could have done better.
Wow. Looking at baseball, the Reds are looking for their third straight against the Rockies. 7:10 first pitch night. The Guardians are taking on Detroit. Game 3 at 6:40. Tanner Bybee is throwing. This one's sponsored by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone. Breaking sports news on The Fan.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All righty, the American dream is over at Wimbledon. They gone. It was a successful week. It just wasn't where it needed to be. Tommy Paul, Fritz just lost a match that would have put him in the semifinals, a match I thought he would win. He did not, against this young Italian kid, Musetti, who played very well and beat him in 5, actually dusted him off in the 5th. I think it was 6-1. But there you go. And it's not like that kid's been around a long time. Fritz was seated higher than him anyway. I think it was very disappointing because this was a really, really good shot. Emma Navarro on the women's side was playing, for a spot in her first major semis. And, she had knocked off Coco Gauff and so in straight sets, but then she lost. So here we are.
So we're down bad right now as a country is what you're telling me. After the news you guys shared with me that our football team lost to Japan, and now we got no American that's going to win Wimbledon. Maybe Fritzy, is he participating in the Olympics? Can he win us a gold medal there to make up for this? If he's in or out?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. I'm still wallowing in the disappointment of watching him walk off center court right now.
Is that because a bet has fallen through?
No, okay. I didn't bet him. No, it's good. It's smart that you asked that. It is smart that you asked that. This is the honest disappointment. This has nothing to do with, tying him to a bet or anything. Okay. But he can't break through in these majors. When he gets to the quarters, he can't break through. And this was a match I'm pretty sure he was favored to win against Musetti. So there you go. There's your update at Wimbledon. You and I were listening to the NFL Network earlier, and Stacey Dales was talking about the dynamic duos in the NFL. Now, a lot of this in our minds is tied to the quarterback, but not in this particular case, because if we're just ranking these, Maddie, as duos you'd like to have, regardless of the quarterback, I think it changes the whole narrative on it. Because, you brought up something earlier about Devontae Adams and you don't like the Raiders situation at quarterback, and who would. But I know you like Jefferson, and the Vikings quarterback situation is kind
Sammy
of
D.
We do have a crafty veteran in Sammy D.
1 year, $10 million deal.
Should I start calling him Sunny Delight?
By the way, Sunny Delight, it's a little too rich for me. It's really sweet, and there's like something that just kind of lays on your palate for a while after the fact. So
the aftertaste.
I'm more of just give me the OJ over Sunny D.
Okay.
I know it's a hit for the kids though, Sunny Delight.
Oh, that high fructose, baby.
But yeah, Sunny D it's okay. Where you at on Sunny Delight?
Haven't had it in forever.
Forever.
But I think I'm going to nickname Sam Darnold that right now.
Sunny D.
Sunny D. Yeah.
Is he going to bring you some sunny days this year? Is that what you're thinking?
Did they try to get cooler? Was it always Sunny Delight and then it got so trendy they just moved it to Sunny D? Because I don't remember it ever being anything but Sunny Delight. And I think they got probably the trendy bug and said, hey, man, this is what all the cool kids are calling it, let's just do it.
They've really spread their wings, too, because they have like an alcoholic Sunny D that you can drink.
Spiked.
Yeah, like a little White Claw type of vibe.
Sunny D Spiked, I think they call it.
I don't know what it's called, but it's a seltzer.
I think I saw a body cam on that.
I know there's a seltzer for sure that you can buy that Sunny D is cooking up. They've really spread their wings. I think they got like a fruit punch going on, so they were like, you know what? Let's just keep it rolling. I'm not mad at them. I think everybody has a seltzer now at this point. Every big branded drink or alcoholic brand.
They're trying.
They're everywhere.
By the way, you have give me your White Claw line again.
Ain't no laws when you off them claws.
All right, let me tell you something. So White Claw's done a lot. They've donated to my charity outing. They've done a lot of great work at where they give product and things.
Yeah.
There's a dog toy that Chanel No. 5 has, and I saw it at the house the other day, and I'm like, that looks like a White Claw chew toy.
Yeah.
He goes, it is. I picked it up and I looked at it, and it says, ain't no laws when you're off them paws.
That's amazing.
And I fell over.
You tell me we say that on the show all the time?
I can't wait.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you believe that?
Ain't no laws when you off them claws, baby. That's right.
The dogs are into it, too, apparently.
They know. They know. You crack a couple of those claws. That's
I'll take a picture of it.
Yeah, I need to see that.
And
I need to see that.
That's pretty funny. All right, so now we got our
shout out to
our seltzer on today. So anyway, you and I were going through the narrative of that certain receivers in our minds kind of transcend even who their quarterback is. And for you, it's Justin Jefferson. And we all know you would take him as your top receiver, and no one would argue with that.
I didn't say that. I said I think he's going to finish still in the top 5 of receivers in fantasy this year.
Okay.
I think Garrett Wilson's going to be the number 1 receiver in fantasy this year.
You would take him.
CB, don't lean back. I've said it on the show all summer. You ain't been listening, big dog.
No, I have. It's just really starting to settle in now that I've been doing some mock drafts. He's going at wide receiver 8 or 9.
Good.
Right now.
Just more value for your boy. Mm-hmm. Let him slide on down. Let him slide on. CB almost fell out of his chair when I said that.
I think the important deal will be is if for some reason Maddie and I decide to do this again, because every year we say we're out, that if he gets a high draft pick, top 4, would you maybe even say top 5? Will he take him?
But we've had this discussion before. Our league rules favor running backs, so it's not going to happen.
So, Aaron, I don't think I'd have the guts to take G-Dub over, I don't know, CMC won't be there, but maybe Bijan would be there.
Breece Hall?
Breece, you know where
He's definitely taking him over Breece Hall. We know that.
It's just It's a gray area for me in all the football I've watched. I don't remember Breece Hall just being what everybody's telling me he's been. I don't know, but I would take Bijan over G-Dub. I would, but not too many guys after that. Then I'd start trying to invest in Garrett Wilson for sure.
It's going to be a weird ride for us because you're right. If our rules slant towards the RB. And I'm always I gotta have that guy, but It's tough.
Yeah.
The only guy that I think, well, I certainly would consider, I could have taken Amon-Ra last year instead of, who was it, Maddie? Was it Pollard?
You're just not over. You're not over the Puka thing. That's going to haunt you forever. Especially because you had to look across the man over there through the glass who was celebrating every week when Puka was breaking rookie records.
And Kyron. I picked him up in the same waiver wire.
That was good GMing out of you.
But I got revenge. He didn't win at all. So that's pretty cool. If he would have, then it would have been the double whammy.
That ain't right, is it, CB? That ain't right. He ain't right, is it, CB?
He wasn't on the podium with them or he wasn't at the parade.
Oh,
that's the only good news. Not that it wouldn't have been happy for him, but now that it didn't happen, it does soften the blow. There's no question.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so where are we with ranking the best duos in the NFL? Let's hear from Stacey Dales first, because she put out a team that is the typical very good guys with a very unstable quarterback situation.
I want to go see Jordan Addison because I'm told he had an incredible offseason. Could this be the best wide receiver duo in the National Football League between these two? This young man on your screen, he had 10 receiving touchdowns to lead all rookie receivers last season. He had 4 different quarterbacks in the process and a stretch in which Justin Jefferson was injured. I think it was 7 games. This young man could have a whopping sophomore season in the NFL, and we'll see what happens at quarterback. Sam Darnold has walked in, Ian, to a pretty nice situation with Kevin O'Connell in this offense.
Stacey, what about JJ?
Sonny D.
Stacey, what about JJ?
Well, he goes on. I think she was like, we know him. We know that. I think she was adding the let's not forget about who his running mate is kind of deal.
Well, she made it seem like the way it sounded to me is like Sam Darnold's walked into the situation because he's the guy. And she may not be wrong. Just follow the money.
He is.
But these are your boys, man. These are your guys. How you feeling about what she said?
Without Cousin Kirk, I wouldn't even, honestly, I had Addison, right? And I they're not the best duo in the NFL.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But are they still in your top 10?
Let me go through it. My first is probably everybody's first, Reek and Waddle.
That works for me.
I would probably go to Puka and Cooper Kupp after that. So that's 2. I probably would then go to potentially, listen, it's potentially Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I think I'll err a little bit with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, but I'm not positive on that.
I want Jamar and T before Puka and Cooper. But those 4 duos that you mentioned, you could shuffle them around, and I'm good with all of them.
What about Ayuk and Debo? Are they better than Nico and Stephon Diggs?
I haven't seen that with my own eyes yet. I don't know how that's going to work. Could be a little clunky, right? Tank Dell, too, down there. He's a baller as well. See, it's just the weight of how great Justin Jefferson is. And Jordan Addison is no slouch either. She just laid it out. It was kind of eye-opening to me to hear that he had 10 touchdowns. That's absolutely cooking right there for a rookie. But I think they're outside of the top 5, but they're still in the top 10. That's where they're at.
Yeah.
For me.
Listen, he went on a string when JJ was tweaked and he got those touchdowns. He had 1 touchdown in his last 3 games, I think. But either way, it's interesting to me that she would have them as maybe the top duo. I don't think they're arguably the top. I don't.
It's just her belief is that Jordan Addison's about to show everybody I'm a dude this year. We just haven't seen that yet. So I wouldn't
DJ Moore and Keenan Allen would be better than them.
It's kind of close for me. It's kind of close for me.
Metcalf and Lockett.
I would rather have JJ and Addison. You got Justin.
JJ, that's the deal.
Jefferson.
He's so top heavy that you put somebody like Addison with him, it automatically vaults them over.
To kind of split hairs with the team that you brought up, I would rather have Jordan Addison than Tyler Lockett right now.
I agree with that.
So that's why I would have them ahead, because it's not even close between JJ and DK right now.
I don't think JJ and Addison are a top 5 duo. I think they're just outside. Yeah. I think Reek and Waddle, Kupp and Nakua for me, Brown and Devontae Smith. I'm a little higher on Ayuk and Debo, maybe than most. Jamar and T. Higgins for sure. Then I mentioned DJ and Keenan. Then I probably put Jefferson and Adams. I definitely put him in the top 8.
I got a duo that I think is going to pop up in the top 10 next year, and I think that's McLaurin and Dotson with Washington.
Very much could.
I think now Jaden Daniels is going to shine a light on how good those guys can be, and I think that duo a lot of people will be putting respect on their name at the end of the year.
When we come back, we'll stick with the NFL, and we'll talk about the best quarterback in a certain division, and it may not be who you think. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only show where sports talk is eclipsed by food talk. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
Men, this is Jeff, and I'm one of the owners of Tri-State Men's Health, where we treat men's sexual health issues here in our area. I say our area because I'm from here, and I'm proud that the practices in the Tri-State region are leading the charge against erectile dysfunction, low testosterone, and other conditions that affect a man's sexual well-being. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in dealing with these problems. For ED, we have a variety of treatment options and treatment combinations that if you're like most men, you will get your sex life back. And I can say this with all confidence as we have the protocols that work in well over 90% of cases. If you're suffering with the fatigue, low sex drive, bad sleep, brain fog, and other symptoms of low testosterone, our treatment plans are highly effective with most men seeing significant changes in just a few weeks. So call Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
As a local family-owned and operated company, Newman Roofing takes pride in providing a great customer experience and quality product to every job. From the first call to the final nail, you'll know how much we care. So call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com.
The best of 2 leagues meet again this summer. Catch the stars of MLS and Liga MX as they show off their skills at the 2024 MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T. Tuesday, July 23rd at Lower.com Field. Tickets start at $25. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is your exclusive in-person advance sale ticket outlet for the 2024 Ohio State Fair. Discount admission tickets are $8 at participating stores. Enjoy food, entertainment, animals, rides, and so much more at the Ohio State Fair, July 24th through August 4th. Get advance sale tickets now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Soak up the savings this summer from Family Dollar. It's never been easier. Just download the Family Dollar app, sign up for smart coupons, and see how you can save more than ever before. Enjoy smoking hot deals on cookout classics or get ready for outdoor fun with SPF for the whole family, plus pool toys, decor, and so much more. Check out the app today and get ready to save with the Family Dollar Summer Savings Event. New offers drop every week. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar.
Whether it's a walk-off granny or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 and older, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of clouds out there today. A few showers from time to time with a high of 79. Tonight we drop down to 72 under partly cloudy skies. Thursday look for sunny skies, high 82. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with a look at your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, Bet365 time, Maddie.
Because at Bet365, ladies and gentlemen, we don't do ordinary, and you can see for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5.
So my Quintana Wood parlay hit yesterday. Wood did get a hit, and Quintana had well over the strikeouts. I'm going back to baseball. Bryce Harper came back yesterday. I wasn't sure he's going to come back before the All-Star break, but they have this series with the Dodgers, so they forced it along. And he went 0 for 4 yesterday. Now, I just looked at the pitching matchup. It is Gavin Stone for the Dodgers, so that's not easy.
It's Bryce Harper we're talking
But I'm going to bet
Bryce Harper.
I'm going to bet Bryce Harper to get an RBI.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going with a dinger today, but I
just think that's a little...
Get somebody to cross home plate.
I'll do the RBI for Bryce Harper.
I like it.
It's the underdog, plus 120 if he gets one RBI.
Okay. I'm in on that. I'm going with a dinger. Spencer Steer, my guy down in Cincinnati, 4 home runs over his last 6 games. Hit one last night against the Colorado Rockies in a slugfest. Reds put up 12 runs in that one. He's been pretty good here recently. He's been pretty good. I love that he's putting the ball over the fence. So give me a Spencer Steer home run tonight. Plus 320 is the juice on that. I was looking for... my guy, Hines, in this thing, but he ain't available on Bet365. I need him to get my guy on there. He is absolutely locked in. But Spencer Steer, plus 320, give me a dinger, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of CB's Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
James Jones was a very good receiver. He won a Super Bowl. He led the league in receiving touchdowns about 10, 12 years ago. And he's been out of the league for a while now. And now he's 40. So he had a career. And he was talking about the quarterback situation in the NFC East. And when you think about the NFC East with a rookie with Washington and Danny Jones and Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott, that he was talking about, CB, which outlet was this?
So it's on that show Speak that airs in the afternoon on FS1.
Yep. All right, let's hear from James Jones on backing Dak versus Jalen Hurts.
James, why you seem stressed, G?
Are we talking to player or are we talking to team success?
The player, sorry.
There's nothing that Jalen Hurts does better than Dak Prescott at the quarterback spot but the read option. He don't throw better than him. He don't throw with anticipation better than him. I mean, this dude was 5,000 yards last year, led the NFL in touchdowns pass. There's nothing Jalen Hurts except running the read option and maybe the tush push that he does better than Dak Prescott. And I like Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts is going to be a really good quarterback in this league. But Dak Prescott, at this point right now in the National Football League, does everything better than Jalen Hurts at that quarterback spot.
Does he win better?
Is it a team goal or are we talking about a quarterback? Because I put winning on the team.
All right, so listen, he's not horribly wrong with this take. I don't even know if there is a perfect right or wrong. If there's anything that Jalen does better than Dak, it maybe he gets sacked less. But I'd have to go look at the stats for that to win that argument. He's right. Matty, was there ever a debate? Was this an automatic that when you brought up those two guys that automatically people said Jalen was better than Dak?
I don't
Or is it
think
just
so.
a perception because of Philly's team success?
I think maybe what you said there and what we saw Jalen Hurts do in the Super Bowl.
So good.
I mean, that Super Bowl game was crazy. And I know he had that costly fumble that I believe was a scoop and score, if I'm remembering that correctly.
He also had the octopus.
He did. Like, the dude was just going off in that game. So when you have that type of performance in front of the entire world, that's going to raise people's expectation of who you are, maybe more so than what it should be. I'm with James Jones. Like, I would take Dak over Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts, we know, is a stud. Took a little bit of a step back last year, but there was some funky stuff going on there with the new coordinator and all of that. But I think Dak's name, I try to remember how good the guy is. He finished second in the MVP race last year. He's a heck of a quarterback. He really is. And he's got his shortcomings, but a lot of quarterbacks do. They do. So outside of Patrick Mahomes. So for Dak right now, so we talked to Schefter earlier. He's in a great position moving forward, especially financially. But when it comes down to those two guys, you have to split hairs because they both are really good. But if we're going to play the game of, there's an NFC championship game on the line and I just fill out the rest of my roster with a quarterback, I'm taking Dak.
So the biggest argument against James Jones in my mind would be, what does he do when it counts? And you talked about how he would have been MVP at that Super Bowl, and he would have been if they would have won. By the way, the octopus, for those people that are asking what in the world did I mean, it's when the same player scores a touchdown and the 2-point conversion on the same drive. They don't kick the extra point, and then the same guy does it. So we had the octopus in the Super Bowl. Dak's playoff record is 2-5, and he's been awful. Hurts 500 and almost won an MVP of a Super Bowl. I think that's the argument. I think it's not that Dak's worse than Jalen or the Jalen's so much better or the talent. I see exactly where he's going with it. It's hard for me to take my eye off of where is he when we need him.
Yeah, but where was Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence in that game against Green Bay?
I'm not arguing that.
Where were they at?
It is a team game.
That's the other part of it is that they got embarrassed by a young team that had no business doing what they were doing to them. Yeah. So I hear you, because I don't ignore Dak's things. He's got to be much better in those situations, but it's the whole thing we do with quarterbacks where they get all the praise and they get all the blame, and I don't know if for Dak that's necessarily the case when it comes to his playoff track record. But he's still young enough, and I still think he's good enough to where he deserves respect on his name.
He does deserve respect. There's no doubt about that. The game at San Francisco that was so winnable when Purdy got hurt, there were just times that I think that he needed to come through and he hasn't, and he fights that, and he'll continue to fight it. And now maybe he doesn't have to fight it when it comes to Jerry Jones making him, as Adam Schefter told us, the richest quarterback in the history. Maybe his timing is good. The timing is good. That Jerry's desperate for a Super Bowl. He can't be really tagged or moved, and you let it play out and see what he does. I feel like that's probably where this should go, but it probably won't go because of how desperate Jerry is and the talent that he does have at quarterback. But, man, Dallas is a little bit like, well, they're not like Ohio State. I was going to say they're judged on, winning it all or bust, but they haven't even been close to their own conference championship. So
in decades,
they got to get there versus actually winning it.
Yeah, and Jalen Hurts has got to remind some folks, too, because they got bounced by Tampa Bay, and that offense led by Jalen Hurts put up 9 points in that playoff game the last time we saw him.
Yeah. Those are your pre-snap reads for today. All right, guys, summertime. You're doing a lot more outdoors. May not feel the energy, might lack motivation, maybe a little mental focus. Could be low T. It's possible. It affects millions of men. It can happen naturally. And the solution may be for you testosterone replacement therapy from Low T Center. So it's going to start with a quick test. The results are fast. Take control of your health. Take advantage of the free initial test. So if you're a guy, you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, get after it. This offer goes till the end of the month. LowTCenter.com is the place. And if you fall on the scale where some help can do you good. They'll guide you through the process. There's no pressure. They have over a decade of experience helping patients achieve life-changing results. Most health insurance is accepted for treatment. So get in there and get your numbers. It's what I've always pushed. There is power in the numbers and the knowledge. Don't be one of those people that's like, well, I'm fear of the unknown. I don't want to know. Go find out and then get on the track to feeling your best. Go to lowtcenter.com and book that appointment. lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care. Can Michigan reinvent themselves overnight? We'll talk with Aaron McMahon of MLive next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony for the Good Feet store. 3 words for me: pain-free summer. Spent probably 30 hours walking around the Memorial Tournament and felt awesome with my personal art supports from the Good Feet store in my everyday kicks. Sure, every now and then we all get random foot pain from pickleball or golf or just being a human being. Having my personally fit art supports in my shoes has made a massive difference. And even right after I put them in, didn't take long to feel much more supported and aligned, and it's so easy to just move them into any pair. Before I had them, I dreaded being on my feet for any length of time. Well, you have nothing to lose but the pain, as they say. It's a free fitting and test walk. Try them for yourself. See the difference it can make. It did for me. And best of all, you can wear them home. 2 locations on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road, or schedule an appointment at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet store, America's arch supports experts.
America's favorite car show returns to Columbus with a jam-packed weekend of cool cars, cool people, and good time. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all happening this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Cruise on out with your family and friends and check out over 6,000 of the country's coolest classics on display. And don't miss Good Guys CPP Autocross Racing action, Nitro Thunderfest, a huge swap meet and vendor midway, live music, family fun, and so much more. It's Ohio's biggest hot rodding party of the summer, and it's all going down this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Get details at good-guys.com.
Attention aspiring media stars. Are you ready to take your talent to the next level? Register for your chance to win the Be On Air SummerSlam contest. This is your chance to showcase your skills in a thrilling 30-second live script challenge. Visit now at studiocontest.com to secure your spot and compete for amazing prizes, including a 4-hour studio session, Shure MV7 microphone, and Audio-Technica M20X headphones. Don't miss out on this dynamic event. Be On Air SummerSlam contest, where talent meets opportunity. Visit studiocontest.com and sign up today.
One of the most important Buckeye football seasons ever is coming. The Fan is your home for all the news and interviews you need as fall camp approaches. Join us. We're a friendly bunch of degenerates. Your Buckeye station, The Fan.
More and more people are falling into problem gambling. Mary Haven's experts offer comprehensive care. You and your loved ones can count on mental, emotional, and financial guidance.
Confidential and judgment-free. Go to maryhaven.com today.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't agonize over when to sell your home. You would just ask these questions. Should I sell when my home's value is sky high? Or wait and hope that the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market? The thing is, I'm not ready to move. You don't need a crystal ball with Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You can literally sell now and stay in your home as long as you'd like. When you sell your home to Truehold for its best current value, you can fully cash out on your home's equity, and you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold pays property taxes, insurance, and all the maintenance and upkeep too. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. You can get an offer now while your home's value is sky high and use the money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or finance your dreams. It's your money. Do whatever you want with it. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's best value without moving. Again, that's Truehold.com.
Great coaching can make all the difference, especially when it comes to your money. At Right Pac Credit Union, our financial coaches are on your team. We'll help you create a winning game plan that's customized for your unique needs, so you can make the most of your hard-earned money and live the life you want to live. Best of all, Right Pac Credit Union serves all of Central Ohio, so getting in the game is easy. Let's win together. Stop by one of our Central Ohio member centers to get started today. Equal housing opportunity. Insured by NCUA.
As a local family-owned and operated company, Newman Roofing takes great pride in providing great customer experience and quality product to every job they do. From the first phone call to the end of your project, they'll know who you are. Don't just get a roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF, NewmanRoofing.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Both of these guys wear baseball hats every day, and it's because their hair is sewn into them. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, he's the Michigan football beat writer, Ann Arbor News, MLive, Aaron McMahon, nice enough to drop into the program. Aaron, welcome.
Good afternoon, guys.
So, I mean, listen, it was all worth it, right? I mean, everything, whatever the aftermath is, whatever the hangover is, whatever the reinventing, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I don't know where you think Michigan will be this year in following up the Natty. But dissecting it, to me, the good news for them is a few of their big ones are in Ann Arbor. And if they can take advantage of those and then climb back into this playoff, where do you put, what percentage do you put on them making this expanded playoff?
Yeah, I mean, life's a lot easier getting in now, right? Like, I think teams will be able to win 9, 10 games and still have a shot, I think, to get in. That's probably where I put Michigan this year. I know their win total, I think, is set at 9.5. That sounds about right to me. Their schedule's a lot more difficult. Not only the Big Ten schedule, but the non-conference, right? They open against Fresno State, who's no cake in the walk, or walk in the park, and then you've got Texas week 2. So their schedule's a lot more difficult than it has been in previous years. And then you throw in the obvious Big Ten opponent. So life's going to be a little more difficult for them this year. They're not going to be able to have that slow build that they were able to have last year and benefited from. But I do think at the end of the season, I think they'll still be in the conversation. Now, I don't foresee them, walking through the Big Ten like they did last year. I don't see them going 12-0. But certainly, with the 12-team expanded playoff, I think you're going to see 3, maybe even 4 Big Ten teams, trying to get in.
Aaron, yesterday we were reacting to some sound from Greg McElroy, and he was questioning what's going to happen at quarterback, and he mentioned there may be 2, 3, maybe even more guys in the mix. What do you understand about that quarterback competition as we gear up for the season here in about a month and a half?
It's complicated. They came out of spring with really a mess of guys that are kind of vying for the job. Based on what the coaches were saying, no one really had the upper hand at that point. There was one guy that, I kind of deemed the favorite coming out of spring just based off his ability, and that was Alex Orji. He's a guy who we've heard the last couple of years. He's been in the program, hasn't done a ton. In fact, he's only, I think, attempted 1 pass in his Michigan career. So from an arm strength perspective, we just haven't seen a ton from him, and what we have seen hasn't been great. But I think Michigan likes what he can do on the ground. He has some mobility to him. I kind of compare him a little bit to Jalen Milroe down in Alabama, where if you get him outside the pocket and get him kind of isolated, he can do some things and break some tackles and create. But without having the arm strength, I don't know. It would not shock me going into the fall if Michigan goes with kind of a platoon situation. Remember, they've got Jack Tuttle still on the roster. He's a 7th-year guy, used to play quarterback in Indiana. He's been around the block quite a bit. He was kind of treated as their number 2 guy last year until he got hurt. He didn't practice in the spring, didn't throw, didn't do anything because he was injured. But I've been told he's healthy, he's ready to go. So it wouldn't shock me at all if Michigan kind of works in both of those guys to see what they have, maybe works both of them at the same time. But we'll see. They've got some figuring out to do. They know it. Preseason camps can, I think, determine a lot in that regard.
Aaron, they certainly won in different ways last year. They could put up a bunch of points in games where they were overmatched or where they overmatched their opponent, or they could win a slugfest like in Happy Valley and score 24 and win. They've got a defense certainly that they could lean on here, but I'm going to continue with offense for a second. Are they in any position with an inexperienced quarterback to lean on a running game? Do they have the line to do it? Like, where do they feel? Can they be kind of that old school Michigan at times like they were and be physical?
I think they're going to try to. As far as the offensive line goes, I don't know if this group is as good as the unit the last couple of years. You got to remember, last year their offensive line was elite. Not only the front 5, but they felt like they had a group of 3 or 4 guys behind them that could have started as well. So depth was really key there. They're dealing with injuries, and they're still able to withstand that. And then you throw in, the experienced running backs, and Blake Corum was back last year. He's no longer there this year. So they've got some, I think, figuring out to do. I think they're going to try and be that beefy ground and pound, team that they have been the last couple of years. Whether it works, I don't know. I mean, Donovan Edwards is going to be the number 1 back, and there's no doubt about it. But he had trouble at times last year, kind of putting it together on a week-to-week basis. Now we saw him do it toward the end of last season in some of those big games, but early in the year he struggled, and he admittedly did so. So by all accounts he's healthy and ready to go, but I'm waiting to see if Don Edwards can put it together on a week-to-week basis. It wouldn't shock me at all. Michigan's going to lean on their tight ends again. They're going to Colston Loveland is back, preseason All-American. He's a mismatch nightmare from X's and O's perspective. So I think they're going to try and play that way. They just, frankly, they don't have the weapons on the outside. Michigan's been criticized in years past for having maybe an underwhelming receiving core, and I don't think it certainly lives up to that this year. You got guys that are inexperienced, young, haven't done a ton, so they're going to have to lean on the ground game. They're going to have to lean on tight ends to make it work. So I don't, whether they have the playmakers to do it this year, I don't know. Certainly Michigan felt a lot better about it going into last year based on the experience and talent. But certainly they're going to have to win the defense. There's no doubt about it. Michigan can't get into shootouts this year, because if they do, I don't think they're going to win. Speaking of that defense, Jesse Minter was a defensive coordinator last year. He leaves to follow Harbaugh to the NFL, and here comes another NFL caliber coach in Wink Martindale. Talk about that addition and what you think that's going to mean for that unit. It was a natural progression, right? When even before Jesse Minter, Mike McDonald got here a couple of years ago, he came to install kind of the Ravens defense, the same scheme, the same system that Wink Martindale essentially started in Baltimore many years ago. So they were kind of acting on his playbook, the last couple of years. So he comes in, he's obviously familiar. There hasn't been a ton of change from what I've been told. Maybe some of the terminology has changed, but the players are very familiar with what's going on. He's familiar with what they're trying to accomplish. But look, he's going to, I think, throw his own wrinkles in it, too. I think what Jesse Minter and even Mike McDonald before him were able to do is kind of tailor the defenses to the college way of things, college offenses. The negative, I guess, for Wink Martindale is he just hasn't been in the college game for 20 years now. So he's got some, adjusting to do. He's known for blitzing a little bit more than Jesse Minter and Mike McDonald did. And that's, I think, that's a concern from the Michigan fan base, right? Because you go back a few years ago, and Michigan's former defensive coordinator Don Brown was bitten in some of those big games. Ohio State fans know it well, where he wanted to blitz nonstop and really burned Michigan. So I think Wink's track record shows he likes to blitz more. We'll see if he in fact does it. But he's certainly got the playmakers. I mean, they've got guys at all 3 levels ready and willing to go. You got preseason All-Americans up and down the roster on the defensive side of the ball, so they certainly got the talent to be another top 5 unit nationally. All right, my man, good stuff. It'll be interesting. They're a very difficult team to rank preseason, I feel. The defense is going to be there, and everybody knows it. But you talked about the mystery quarterback right now. Whether the offensive line can allow them to play physical like they want to have an identity, we'll see. And how much they live off the natty. I'll tell you what, I'll end it on that one. Can Sharon follow this up with an edge? They had such an edge, right, because they were all in. All the chips were in the middle. How much of that is going to be tough to recreate with a new roster, just that kind of urgency and vibe? Because, here in Columbus, certainly there's been a reaction off of it in recruiting and an all-in attitude. How does Michigan feel about it? Yeah, I think he can keep the edge up. You got to remember, Sharon's been on the staff now since 2018, so he was there during the kind of the down period, heading into 2020, where Michigan wasn't exactly living up to their standards, and then he saw the rise, and he was very much part of that offense, building the offensive line and building the offense the last couple of years. So the players certainly feed off of him. He's not the most energetic guy in the world. I know everyone wants to point to his post-game interview after the Penn State game. That was the first kind of animated Sharon Moore we had seen since he had gotten here. He's a very reserved individual. He's not a Jim Harbaugh headline guy. That's not who he is. But I think the players respect him. They feed off of him, and I do think they play with an edge. I mean, he likes to use his trademark smash. He wants his team to play with an edge and an attitude. I think you're going to see that from Michigan. Maybe not with the same flair as Jim Harbaugh, but I do think Sherrone Moore can be that guy for Michigan.
Aaron McMahon with us, MLive.com, football beat writer for the Wolverines. Thanks, my man. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Thanks. Aaron was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, Matty, prize time.
Yeah, man, because we promised a double dip for the Cardale Jones charity softball game today. Winner gets a family 4-pack of tickets, and we're going to cook that up right now. 614-821-9710 is our number, and I believe you have the question for our wonderful listeners.
The question is, many moons ago, there was a little nickname for the show that I tossed out there. Did it again today. If we renamed it, what would it be? 821-9710 is the number. Tell CB, and you will get the tickets. Tell the truth next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you need a new roof, but you're not sure you can afford it, no problem. Right now, Able Roof is offering no payments, no interest until 2026 for qualified buyers. Yep, that's the same Able Roof that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards 22 years in a row. Want more? Able Roof will give you up to $1,000 off a new roof, siding, or windows. This is a limited time offer, so call Able Roof today.
Call Able for the proof. 444 Roof.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
At UDF, our made-from-scratch peach ice cream is back with a bonus. When you buy 3 48-ounce cartons, you can quickly stack an extra 20 cents a gallon in gas savings. UDF peach ice cream, made for you, while supplies last with an opted-in UDrive account.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let's talk about your sleep, specifically if you're not getting enough of it. If you're feeling groggy all day because you didn't sleep well, that is an awful feeling. I've been there. And if you're snoring when you sleep, well, that could be a big reason why you aren't feeling rested. This fact surprised even me the first time I heard it, and that is as you age, your risk of having obstructive sleep apnea nearly doubles. That's right. You need to find out if your snoring is related to sleep apnea, because if it is, there's actually help available for you right now. Dr. Mark Levy is board certified in the treatment of sleep apnea, and he offers a custom-fitted oral appliance that effectively treats sleep apnea. I have been telling you about this for years. And maybe you've been snoring for years. Now's the time to get this fixed. Plus, most Medicare patients have little to no out-of-pocket costs for this treatment. So you need to stop putting it off. Don't ignore your snore. Get your sleep apnea treated by calling Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Get the life back you deserve. Call Dr. Mark Levy today, 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Attention weekend warriors. Fan Sports Saturday has moved to 10 a.m. Join Eric Reeser and Tyvis Powell as they dive into popular topics like the Buckeyes and Tyvis's liquid diet.
Saturdays from 10 to 1.
The Fan.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey, I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
Check out the all-new John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram facility in Heath and experience the difference. We're your exclusive AgPack dealer, offering up to $30,000 in savings and benefits. And if you're tired of waiting at the dealership for service, take advantage of our service made simple with Carvenience or mobile service. Home of the lifetime powertrain guarantee and one of the largest selections in Central Ohio. John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 79 in Heath, or HindererCDJR.com. We love what moves you.
Hey, it's Anthony for the Good Feet store. 3 words for me: pain-free summer. Spent probably 30 hours walking around the Memorial Tournament and felt awesome with my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store in my everyday kicks. Sure, every now and then we all get random foot pain from pickleball or golf or just being a human being. Having my personally fit arch supports in my shoes has made a massive difference. And even right after I put them in, didn't take long to feel much more supported and aligned, and it's so easy to just move them into any pair. Before I had them, I dreaded being on my feet for any length of time. Well, you have nothing to lose but the pain, as they say. It's a free fitting and test walk. Try them for yourself. See the difference it can make. It did for me. And best of all, you can wear them home. 2 locations on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road, or schedule an appointment at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet Store, America's arch supports experts.
Want to know anything about the fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Experience the Sports Lodge mentality.
All right, we had a swing and a whiff on Little Heat, Little Sweet. And so we have to be a show of integrity and not just hand the tickets to somebody who just happens to be on the line and a warm body. That may be the hosts, but can't be the listeners. So, we'll let us host the show as warm bodies, but the people that are listening, we hold you to a higher standard than we even hold ourselves.
There you go.
Integrity counts.
You know what? I was thinking of how to explain it myself, but I think you put it in better words than even I could have. So good on you.
Thanks, CV.
All right, let's start off with the National Day today. I wanted to tie something into National Wyoming Day, which is funny. I'm going to Wyoming next week, so I can't wait. I'm very excited about this. But let's name some states that you have never been to before, but you really want to go to.
There's something about Seattle, so that'd be Washington,
Washington.
There's something about it where I need to get out there. Maybe it's the Baltimore in me with the kind of the seafood I think I would be able to eat out there. The weather's attractive to me. You guys know I love rainy and dark days, so I'm in on that.
Would you catch the fish at the market? Would you be up to that?
I feel like you got to do that right when you go. I'm absolutely in, and I'm not dropping it. And I'm not doing a body catch either, by the way. Like, this is going to be all hands that I'm going to catch the fish, but I'm in on the Mariners. I'm in on the Seahawks. It sounds like they're getting an NBA team back eventually. There's something about Seattle. I want to check that box.
Yeah, he said state. That's different for me. I
mean, there's plenty to do in Washington. You could go to Mount Rainier. Like, there's plenty of outdoor things to do.
I had a long-distance relationship for a short time with a girl who lived in Seattle. And she lived in a very ritzy, nice area of it. I never made it out there because when she sent me this, photo album or something from her time here, I didn't, respond fast enough.
Is that the only photo she was sending?
It soured. It soured the relationship. What area of Seattle am I thinking of? What is that area, Maddie? I've got to find it for you. I will eventually.
Really? Let me know. You're well-traveled.
Mercer Island, I think is the name of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we just do a tandem jump? Mercer Island is a city in King County, Washington, located in the island of the same name. All right. It looks pretty awesome.
I believe, if I'm correct, either next year or the year after Ohio State goes to Seattle to play Washington, maybe you can take the show on the road.
Yeah, maybe you skip Paul and Jim can.
We couldn't get to South Bend. How are we going to get here?
Put me in the trunk, CB, and I'll travel out there with you guys. Yeah, you're right. We didn't get there. I blame that on James, honestly. James didn't hook us up. He should have made it happen.
I mean, I don't know if we needed him to go there and do a broadcast.
Well, for lodging, we needed him.
Oh,
lodging and maybe a free dinner or two on James.
You guys are going to stay a little bit away. We couldn't get you a room, but we got you something in West Lafayette.
They're saving up. Because it sounds like they're sending us to Nolens, so I ain't complaining. We're about to go crazy on Bourbon Street.
With a handful of beads.
Just find out right now today is true.
Right about that.
All right, we found the answer to this question earlier in the show. Before the show, it was Caleb Downs ended up being the highest ranked Ohio State player in EA College Football 25. He is a 95 overall. I think 95 overall, and then also Quinshon is technically a 95, but he was lower on the list. But my question to you is, thinking of the roster for Ohio State, who would you put at the highest ranked player on the roster?
My mind went to Caleb and Emeka. What did Emeka
get? Emeka was 93.
Okay, so I'd be okay in saying that. Yeah, I probably would have crowned Emeka. I think this is going to be a big year for him.
I mean, he's outstanding, and they've got a lot of good ones. Who did you take off the list, CB?
I'm not taking them off the list. I'm just telling you that they were both 95s. I believe that's correct, that Quinshon and Caleb were both 95s.
Okay.
And you're asking who else we would add to that?
Or who you would have thought would have been? Who
Yeah, so Emeka was a 93. I believe Travion was a 93 or a 92 in that area.
I mean, I would hate to do this to him because I don't think he's earned it quite yet, but Jeremiah Smith is probably...
Ooh.
Well, no, I'm just saying everything we've heard.
Well, if you bring it up, you got to put it
starter and immediate star.
Has that been said by the coaches, or is that Coach Rothman? I love this.
No, not by me. It's mostly by
the hype train.
Probably the hype train.
Well,
yeah.
what number would you put on the true freshman then? If we asked you to grade him,
I'm not a video game expert in that regard. What would be considered future star status, but not quite have done it? What number is that?
I think for a true freshman, it'd probably be around like an 80.
I was going to say like 82, 83 maybe, if on the high side.
And he might be that dude, to your point. I just wasn't expecting you to roll with him.
But here's a really good tangent to go off of this on Tell the Truth, because I saw there was 8 Ohio State Buckeyes in the top 100, which was, I think you have to be either a 90 grade overall or better. Jack Sawyer did make the list inside the top 100. I think he was a 90, maybe a 92. But JTT was not on that list.
Okay.
Was that a snub?
Probably, but he's got to prove it. He's got to get there again. He can't be a one-hit wonder is not accurate, but I know everyone's saying that because of the one hit that he had against Penn State was beyond all world. Yeah. So it feels like he's had to live up to that, and no one needs him to live up to that. So, yes, partial snub, accurate.
Yeah, I think AR laid it out well. You just want a little bit more consistency from JT. We know it's there from him and Jack. Jack finished the season very strongly a year ago. But, yeah, definitely probably feels like a little snub. But for JT, use it as motivation.
The truth shall set you free.
If you missed Schefter talking all things NFL, Ray Fittipaldo talking Pittsburgh Steelers, or Aaron McMahon talking about that team up north, wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. Those interviews and a lot more will be waiting for you. And don't forget, folks, subscribe to the Rothman and Ice podcast as well.
All right, we'll keep you up to date if the CBJ coaching search has indeed kind of moved on from Todd McClellan, how that went sideways, or what damage has been done in that negotiation might be unrescuable. We'll move on, so we'll keep you up to date on that tomorrow especially. We'll come back then, talk to you at high noon. We'll have a Gold Jacket Thursday, which will be awesome. An outstanding player, and we've got Common Man and T-Bone up next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is a Fan action update.
Big Ten action update. The Oregon Ducks have the second best odds to win the Big Ten this year at 2-1. Oregon has the third best odds to win the national championship at 8-1. And the Ducks season win total is at 10.5 games. Oregon's non-conference schedule includes games against Idaho, Boise State, and Oregon State. And Oregon is minus 280 to make the 12-team college football playoff. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Are you or a loved one struggling with addiction? Too many families suffer in silence, watching someone they care about struggle day after day. At Pinnacle Treatment and Recovery Works, we understand the pain and the heartache. More importantly, we know how to help. Our comprehensive addiction treatment programs can help you reclaim your life. Imagine waking up with hope, free from the fear of withdrawal. Help your loved ones, your son, your daughter, or help yourself. Take the step that changes everything. Visit pinnacletreatment.com/Ohio. Your new life starts now.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
America's favorite car show returns to Ohio for the biggest hot rodding event of the year. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing National, and it's all taking place this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Check out thousands of chrome and candied hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Shop the huge swap meet at Vendor Midway and see which rides take home the crown of the Good Guys 2024 Classic Instrument Street Rod and PPG Street Machine of the Year. It's all happening this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center, and you don't want to miss it. Get complete details at good-guides.com.
Welcome to Reverse Aesthetics. Our medical weight loss program includes popular medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, both of which are supercharged by our body sculpting treatments. For only $2.99 per month, under the supervision of our board-certified medical doctor, Reverse Aesthetics can help you achieve your weight loss goals while tracking progress quarterly. We have plenty of inventory and can begin treatment within 48 hours of your consult. Schedule now at reverse-aesthetics.com or call us at 614-656-4000.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardell Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Schmitz Cardell Jones charity softball game presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can schmicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
Skyline is turning up the heat this summer with Hot Met Cheese Conies, made with a premium Hot Met sausage from Queen City Sausage. But don't wait. Hot Met Conies are only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. Come get yours today.
Hey, it's Chops, and thanks to Awaken 180, I dropped my first 60 pounds in only 13 weeks. That's the same length as summer. Enjoy the summer months while creating the new you. Reserve your at-home consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.